Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and hello, my darlings out there. I haven't said that in a long time. Good evening, Skywalker. Salute to you, sir, and salute to Denta Aragon. Good evening, Woody Johnson in his house. We've got Denta and Woody and Skywalker. Thank you guys for joining us for this evening's Fun and Florex. How you doing, boys and girls? Are you ready to have a good time? Are you all ready to get it down? Now, I'm doing this because I have some things I want to rant about. Also, Chaotic Truth isn't live. So I was in a talking state, and Skywalker, I don't know if you guys are live tonight. Skywalker, by the way, for those of you who do not know, he also hosts or co-hosts a wonderful channel called The Gospel According to Bob. The Gospel of Bob, by the way. Great channel. Go there, check them out. They've hit 1,400 now, so they're a fast-growing channel. Great panels, great bunch of guys, just wonderful people. Skywalker, I don't know if you're an admin, mate, but if you are, just drop your link in the chat. I think you are a mod, right? You are. Add as a, oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, you're not a mod. I don't believe it. I don't bloody believe it. You are a moderator now, Skywalker. Yes, we're gonna live here in a little bit, and thank you for the shout out. You most welcome, good sir. And by the way, for those of you who do not know, in this particular chit chat, we can actually have some craziness with the emojis. So knock yourselves out. That's how that's gonna work. Did that actually work? Did it work when I threw it? I don't know. I couldn't see. I threw some emojis. Throw some emojis, guys. Let's see how that goes. Smiley, good to see you. There you go. Gospel of Bob in the house. So yeah, guys and girls, let's without further ado, let's just get on it, because I may actually want to finish this fairly quickly and go to Gospel of Bob and check out their thing. But for now, I want you guys to see this, because this is a very, very real piece of footage that came out of Iran. It's actually United Nations. It is a real footage, though. I have to admit, it is actually real footage. But it's kind of like what the Iranian government is saying and what they mean. That kind of thing. You got to take it as that. It's like a translation of what they actually mean. And this is what they say and what they mean. Usually two different things.
Let's make no mistake, there was no imminent threat from Iran. Our nuclear program is exclusively peaceful.
We are 2 months away from enriching weapons-grade uranium to be used for peaceful purposes.
That's what the Iranians actually meant. Peaceful purposes. That's honest peaceful purposes. We would not attack anyone, especially Israel.
It will be used only for medical research and clean energy. It will. And will certainly never be used to attack oh boy.
It will never be used to attack the filthy Zionists. So yes, it would only be used for peaceful purposes. This is a message which a very great person that I follow on Australian Sky News, which is far more based than the British one. The British one is a left-leaning cuckold of of a news agency. But the Australian one is well based, and this is Rita Panahi, an Iranian Australian who has a message for the former Ayatollah Khamenei, and it is Ayatollah Khamenei. I'd like to stress this to all the idiots who keep saying Ayatollah Khomeini online. I have watched too many people keep referring to Ali Khamenei as Khomeini. He's not Khomeini. Khomeini died in the 80s. Ali Khamenei is the one who recently deceased. One of our recently deceased. Actually, I should find that page, but hold on. Let's just play this. This is a message from Rita Panahi.
This editorial with this message to the late Supreme Leader. پدر سگ خاک به سرت بسوز تو جهنم. Rowan.
Couldn't have put it better myself, Rita. James, don't you agree? I mean,
a little bit of gibberish,
absolutely.
but
I don't have anything to add to that.
That is actually yeah. And now what she said, which a lot of people the non-English Iranian speakers would not know, is your father is a dog, earth on your head, burn in hell. In Iranian, it makes a lot more sense. But this is the book that is currently Ayatollah Khamenei, Ali Khamenei, is reading in Iran. That is the current. That is the. He's. This is on his reading list. This is the book that he is currently reading, and we will be reviewing that book, I would imagine, in due course. With he's got a book club. With himself, Ali Khamenei, Muammar Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, Adolf, and many other people, Kim Jong-il, Joseph Stalin, I would imagine, probably be there. They have a book club, and they will be reviewing this book in due course. So what do we have for you, boys and girls? Now, this is a little clip I want to play because I just want to get straight to the panel. To be honest with you, let's just not mess around here. Let's go to the panel. I want panelists. I want chats. I want to converse. So I'm gonna post this thing in the chit chatties. So anyone who wants to jump up, feel free to jump up. But it's gonna be a minute. Just give me a minute while I play this from our little friend Nuxanor. And this is a little thing about why and how they took out Ayatollah Khamenei when they did, and why they had to attack when they did.
All I'll say to you is what I say to them: keep going, because the president and myself, we have your back. Thank you, Admiral. Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Damn, that was really good. But speaking of skill and precision, we gotta see how we obliterated the retard. All right, we have to see exactly how Iran's leader was eliminated.
I think he's the best horse in the race by a considerable amount. I just question his jumping, obviously, and this is the ultimate.
It's roughly 6 a.m. in Israel. A series of fighter jets takes off, armed with long-range high-precision missiles. According to CIA and Israeli intelligence, a significant portion of Iran's leadership has gathered here.
Spoilers! They were right.
In a compound in Tehran.
God, we planned this so well, it's crazy! It's crazy how well we planned this! It's like, okay, we will be starting the war with eliminating every single one of the Iranian leaders at the same time. Right? That's how the war starts. Oh my god!
Among them, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the country's supreme leader.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
2 hours and 5 minutes after the jets took off, Israeli missiles strike the compound. This is how the Israeli and US attacks on Iran.
That's how we do it, boys. That's how we do it. We eliminate the supreme leader and we go out for coffee in the evening. That's right, baby.
Yes. Now I follow Nuxanor. I don't know if you guys follow Nuxanor. I'm not sure how many people actually follow him, but I do, and I find him to be hilarious. He is actually quite amusing, although there has been some disturbing, shall we say, disturbing things that have come to light through certain documentaries. Now, they could be just hits. I mean, I'll be honest, I think a lot of these people play, do these for, it was like a hit job that was done on him. But nevertheless, he's still funny. He's still funny. So yeah, anyone who wants to jump on. Give me 10, 20 seconons.
Unfolded, how the country's leader was killed, and what has happened since.
Bye-bye. Dude, look at this! Look at these people! Like, what are we doing here? We're literally against a death cult. Khomeini drank the sweet, pure drought of martyrdom. He's a retard, he's dead, and he's in hell right now. Okay, your religion is wrong. Bro is burning, I'm telling you, I guarantee you. Meanwhile, this retard got this ring as like a wedding present from a Mossad agent that was embedded in his family for like generations and some shit, and it's listening in and it's gonna blow up at some point.
He is right, though. He is right. The Mossad are literally in every facet of Iranian society. I'm not joking. There was a story that I heard, which I should have found. Maybe I just remembered it now. That there was the Iranian regime had set up a task group in order to find the spies within the Iranian regime. And the head of that task agency or task group to find all the spies within the Iranian system, or the Iranian, the Iranian establishment, the Islamic Republic, the guy that they put as the head of finding spies was a Mossad spy. He himself was a Mossad spy and was put in charge of finding Mossad spies. There is literally no facet of this regime that hasn't been penetrated. They have penetrated this regime balls deep. Every nook and cranny that these little rats think they can hide, there's a Mossad agent sitting there with a radio telling them, yeah, bomb here.
Listen, man, you don't know what you're dealing with, retard.
By the time this video is published, new details might have emerged. The US, Israel, and Iran have a long history of tensions. Until 1979, Iran was an authoritarian monarchy ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. He was supported by the US. When his regime was overthrown in the Iranian Revolution, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini took control of the country and founded the
Okay, guys, I apologize. I was actually muted. Okay, now look at. I don't know if this is some kind of a psychological trick or not, but look at where Khomeini's head face is located. That is India. Okay, now it almost looks like he's coming from India to Iran. That's like Pakistan-India region. Why is it coming this way? Because we all know. This is gaslighting. What the hell is it? Khomeini flew from Paris, France, into Iran. I think it was actually France Air, that the plane that he was actually flying on. But he 100% flew from Paris, France, into Iran. Why is this graphics showing him coming from India, Pakistan to Iran? Either that's some kind of a mistake, or is that some kind of a... I don't know. I don't want to read into it. Maybe it was just arbitrary. Maybe they didn't even think about it. But he did not come from India or Pakistan into Iran. It was from Paris, France. We know who helped Khomeini take power in Iran. We all know. Don't think we don't know, Mr. Keir Starmer. That is why you still, to this very moment, don't declare the IRGC as a terrorist organization, where you were hesitant in helping America, and you refused them using their air bases in the Chagos Islands. We know which side you people fall on. We know. We don't forget. We may forgive, but we will never forget.
He took control of the country and founded the Islamic Republic. He was determined to transform Iran into a country ruled by Islamic law. Khomeini abandoned the former Shah's pro-Western stance. The US and its close ally Israel were declared sworn enemies. Especially the opposition of Israel became a strategic and ideological goal. Ruhollah Khomeini died in 1989 and was succeeded by Ali Khamenei, a cleric who quickly rose through the...
Okay, I just want Noxanor, Noxtaku, whatever your alias is. Sir, please stop mispronouncing this man's name. His name is Ali Khamenei. You just saw a documentary. Khomeini died in the 80s. Ali Khamenei took his place. Please stop referring to this guy as Khomeini. He is not Khomeini. It's so frustrating when I listen to this guy's videos and he keeps going, Khomeini died? Like, no, it was not him.
Ranks and had become a key figure in the religious leadership of the country.
Spoilers! He's dead.
Despite the almost total destruction of the health system.
Oh, you son of a bitch with the ads.
Over time, Iran, Israel, and the US repeatedly engaged in conflicts. Sanctions were imposed onto
We tried,
Iran.
man.
Iran became
Look,
a key
bro,
financier.
we would love if we would have just been able to make peace with these retards, but we couldn't. They kept killing us. They kept planning on killing us, and they had to die.
No. We don't want you to make peace with these retards. We want these retards to be taken out. Believe me. Me and every Iranian that you'll ever speak to wants these retards to be taken out. None of us want these retards. Thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. No, we don't want them. We don't want them. Take them out. There are literally Iranians within the Iranian in Tehran right now saying, I don't mind getting bombed and I might even die in this bombing, but it will be worth it if you get rid of this regime. We don't want a deal. Nobody wants a deal. No, not the people. Those asswipes might want a deal in order to buy more time for themselves to either get the hell out of Iran or build some sort of warhead, dirty nuclear bomb in order to get an edge. But we don't. The Iranian people, nope, out, please. Okay, let's play this a little bit longer.
Tier of anti-Israeli militias in the region.
Yeah, look, they've been funding Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, every one of these retard terrorist proxies that's getting funded by Iran. Like, these guys have been annoying for a really long time.
In 2002, it was uncovered that Iran was enriching uranium at 2 secret locations. The enriched uranium could be used for nuclear reactors or nuclear weapons, a fear the US and its allies had had for a while already. Iran has repeatedly denied its alleged pursuit of nukes. The US and Israel ran many attempts to stop the nuclear program. Through cyber attacks, the assassination of key scientists, and especially in the US's case through diplomacy. In 2015,
that worked so well.
The Obama administration and the Iranian regime agreed to a nuclear deal.
Yeah. Wow, that worked so well.
A good day. Because once again, we're seeing what's possible with strong American diplomacy. Under the nuclear deal that we, our allies and partners, reached with...
Yes, we made a nice deal. We did a pinky promise with a death cult hell-bent on our destruction.
Iran last...
They totally won't be trying to enrich uranium in secret.
...year. Iran will not get its hands on a nuclear bomb.
Well...
However, in 2018, President Trump pulled out of the deal.
Because the deal was funding them with billions of dollars, and they were using it to secretly develop nukes anyway. All right? Because the deal didn't fucking work.
The fact is, this was a horrible, one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made.
He's right.
Ever since, relations have tensed up. In 2025, in the midst of new negotiations, Israel and the US launched a series of airstrikes on Iran using bunker buster bombs.
In the midst of negotiations. I feel like this is a very weird way of phrasing it. They rejected the negotiations. Trump gave them a timeline, told them you have 2 weeks to respond. If not, we'll see what happens. 2 weeks passed, they did not respond, and we obliterated their nuclear sites. That's not midst of negotiations. Negotiations concluded when they refused to get on board with the timeline, and they found out real fast.
3 Iranian nuclear sites were
James.
heavily damaged. In the same year, Iran plummeted further into an economic crisis.
Again, no one's surprised.
Okay, this is in a nutshell. Essentially, they found out when the Americans and the Israelis actually found out when these guys were going to have this meeting. And then they just took him out. And now we are going to change our scenery, because we now have an individual by the name of Mr. James. Hello, James of Kingston. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Yeah.
How's things going in the last few? Well, it's been a while, man. I think when was the last time we spoke? Last year?
Yeah, a good few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's been a hot minute. How's things going?
Yeah, it's good. Ralph is staying at my place, and his app is fucking amazing. You know, it's
I actually asked him about it at the park. Oh, so he's actually hanging out with you. That's why he's at the park. He was at the park on Sunday.
Yeah, he's all mine.
So he told me. He said the app is. I don't know. Is it live now or practically days away now from essentially?
Yeah. We're definitely in like the final stages of it. He's obviously just he's a bit of a perfectionist, but what I've been seeing, I'm just like blown away. Like the hype is real.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some screenshots a few years back, and it looked great. It really did look good. So some impressive stuff. So let's begin with Iran, and I want to actually. I mean, I did note that I want to talk about a bit of Restore Britain as well, which I presume you and Ralph might actually be quite chuffed about. I don't know. I actually want to get your thoughts on that. So what are your thoughts on the whole Restore?
Mixed feelings. On the one hand, it's fucking a relief to actually have a political party that actually speaks to the British people and are not sellouts. Rupert Lowell is like saying the right things and all that stuff. On the one hand, the establishment is just not going to allow it, and he's going to fight an uphill battle. And I think the main issue is like it's all well and good saying that we need to obviously stop the demographic replacement, both not only stopping the mass migration, but also finding ways to, remove especially the illegals and then incentivizing those who are legally here but to go. The problem is you're going to have a lot of these Nat socks or the Nick Fuentes types that are going to poison the well. Rupert Lowe's going to be in very difficult, uncharted waters. So, I see Restore as more as a means to hold reform's feet to the fire rather than being an actual political force. Yeah,
I'm with you. So they're more likely going to be essentially pressuring Restore to the right a bit more, rather than actually doing anything to they themselves becoming an actual political force in order to actually be electable. Are they not electable then? Is that what your gut tells you?
Not to this current climate, no. I think they're going to basically be a means to make sure reform sticks to its guns and not just become another Thatcher party, So it's going to be interesting because 2026 is 2026 is definitely the year of things happening, and so there's going to be a lot of moving parts. And we've seen how the Greens, did well in the recent elections in Manchester. So, so it's definitely looks like the uni-party system is going away, and we're probably going to be like the rest of Europe with all these coalitions. It's going to be very chaotic.
So you're more inclined that Britain's going to become similar to a lot of Nordic nations where they have almost all the time they end up with coalition governments rather than a single party overwhelmingly taking the whole thing, because they tend to have a lot of coalition sort of parties rather than a singular party winning everything. I don't know. I mean, have you noticed?
Yeah, I suspect that's how it's going to be. So, you know, the left and right are becoming more and more like extreme. Like, you know, like there's no like real unity or compromise. You know, it's either my way or the highway. So, with the very left of the spectrum, you've got your Greens who are like, you know, blatantly like communist, very think all the solutions is by taxing the rich, so very class-based and obviously very very pro the minority and anti the native. And the right is getting more extreme, where it's like, you know, kick out all the browns and, you know, it's all the Jews and all that stuff. So it's going to be very interesting.
I'm with you. Hello and good evening, Mr. Based Welshman. Based, as for this is literally just for you. I did this stream in this manner in order for you to be able to actually jump on. So I hope you are at least marginally pleased.
Thank you, old boy. You know, I texted you the other day as well about, is it Leica Mobile you use?
Oh yeah. About the services. I am looking into that just to see. Just to see what.
Just to give you the heads up as well. Every time I watch your live stream, that's what it does. It's good, and then it just disappears. And because I've done this for many years now, I used to use Virgin, and Virgin, they piggyback from other carriers, you know, signal towers.
Yeah.
And what the reality is, the Vodafone and EE are the ones really in London. EE, I think, are the best. And like a mobile will use their station, but they won't give them the full power of the station. They'll always reserve it for the customers, for the actual original. So it'll be like chalk and cheese for the people watching your lives. The difference.
Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna look into that and try to get.
Because there's nothing worse than watching it and you got good content, and then it drops every 20 seconds. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. It's hard for me to because the thing is though, even when I've never been with EE directly. I've always been with O2 or Vodafone, and I used to get fairly good signal most places, but I always had problems when there were multiple streamers and Downing Street. Downing Street's been terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Even Wendell, who has like tens of thousands of pounds worth of equipment, has problems. Anyway, let's don't worry about that. Let me. We were currently talking about hello Cheeky Chops. Good to see you, mate. We were currently talking about Restore. So let's hit on that, because I want to get to the Iran thing, but I just had a whole thing about Iran anyway, a whole highlight reel and all that, so it's not too bad. So yeah, give me your thoughts on Restore. By the way, I just want to note I am a Restore member.
Okay.
I have paid my 20 quid. Well, I figured they need some foreign names on there so that they can maybe be able to brush off some of the racism accusations. Although if anyone watches my content, they'll realize I'm the most racist Iranian ever. So they're screwed, really. But go on, Base.
Well, I mean, clearly they're not part of the globalist arena and getting sort of influenced by so far. I mean, clearly Nigel Farage is like a lukewarm steak. He's just like a lukewarm meal, isn't he? He's got no depth in him. He hasn't got any like heart in him. So even if Restore done 50% of what they say they're going to do, then that's good with me.
Well, this is exactly what the thing is. Do you agree with James that says that he figures Restore is simply going to be a pressure group that is going to simply push reform further towards the right, so that they can actually stick to their guns rather than becoming this middle of the road milquetoast Thatcherite kind of essentially conservative light version.
Yeah, so the reality is there, and I do worry about it. But it's like a year ago when people was, 2 years ago, people were talking about reform. They were saying, "Oh, it's just the internet people picking up on it," and it's true to a point. And now, and I've seen Nigel Farage with his GB News, and they did break into the mainstream. The normies, the NPCs, they sort of, got on page. So I can't see. I'd like to think this would be, could be done by Restore, where it'll take a year or so, but then, basically they'll make a big stand. And I think the NPCs are sort of like still flooding towards Farage and for reform, where in reality, maybe in 18 months, it might be not as important, if you know what I mean.
I think there's definitely the possibility of some merger in the future, but I don't see why Rupert would want to split the right-wing vote. You probably would have candidates in certain strongholds, but yeah.
So sad thing is, I just don't trust Reform. I don't trust Farage. I've never liked Farage ever. I've met him on one occasion, and that was enough.
You met him? Oh, did you? Was that in the farmers' protests or one of the protests?
No, that was in Dover in 2020.
Oh, I see. Of course, when you were going down for the boats, and he came to basically steal all the limelight out of all the poor people like you who were going down there to 6 in the morning or sleeping in their cars to actually get this footage, and he just rocks up, pretends as if he's been doing this the whole time.
You might remember the term "the boat graveyard." It was the dinghy boat graveyard.
Yes.
And Farage broke it with I think it was Sky at the time. I don't even think he was with GB. It was that far back. It was Sky that broke it. But it's funny because Sky didn't break it. It was Active Patriot and me.
Yeah. It was people like you and Active Patriot, mostly Active Patriot. Actually, he was the one who was the first on the scene.
Well, he had a tip from one of his subs, and then he told me to go online and try and find this place. And I went on Google Earth, and I started zooming in on places, roughly where it was, and then all of a sudden you could see it from the sky on Google Earth. There's fucking hundreds of dinghies there in this compound, and we broke it, and it went big overnight. The thing, and then all of a sudden, Nigel says, "Oh, what's this?" Or he goes, "Oh, we'll get a helicopter tomorrow. We'll do a flyover and all that with Sky News helicopter and give it a big wee." I was like, "It's what."
I know. It's just like total piss take. He just rocks up as if he's been he's got his finger on the pulse. Like
I said, I sort of don't mind that bit, but the bit was when he met. He went up to where little veteran was, and he was up in the White Cliffs, camped out for weeks on end. Camped out. He walked up, took the photo shot from the nice vantage point. Literally just nodded at little veteran and drove off.
It's crazy. I mean, but to be honest with you, unfortunately, whether the limelight gets stolen or not, at least attention was brought to it, and that's why they started banning essentially. And then the typical British government response: let's not deal with the boats. No, let's ban the people pointing out the boats that are coming in. So they just started banning you guys.
So there was five banning orders, right, for people in 2020. That was like Active, Stephen Laws, Tyrant Finder. I think there was what's her name, Tracy and Dave. Anyway, there was five. I think there was. There was 4 named, and there was 1 unnamed, and it was for anyone that turned up to take that word. So they basically could attach a banning order to anyone if and when they turned up.
Yeah, and And so as you essentially, this is what they're doing now in London or in all these protests. They put in this bullshit thing called the Section 13 or 14 or something, which is a dispersal order, and then they just start telling you all to leave, and if you don't, they'll arrest you.
So let me give you the heads up on that. That's Section 34, or in action, Section 35. The Section 34 bit is the paper bit, and the 35 bit is the actual impractical bit. And basically, they're supposed to read it out to you, the dispersal order, and then say you've got like 5 minutes to leave, and if we see you after this time, then you're liable for arrest.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just a catch-all nonsense.
Yeah.
To ban people, but let's get to the Iran situation, guys. I don't know if you guys are all part of the Fuentes no to wars, America first, Tucker Carlson, or are you guys all in on this? Wait, okay, let's start with James. James, you haven't spoken for a bit. Let's go with you. Iran, what's your take?
Ooh, put me on the spot there. Well, it's one of those things where, on the one hand, fuck the regime, especially, going against not only the interest of the Iranian people in general, but also against the West in general. But at the same time, do we really need to get into another Middle Eastern conflict? We know how these things go. So again, I'm kind of like on the fence on it, like rah-rah for Trump, like pissing off all the right people. But, it's still, the perception still looks like he is basically Israel's puppet.
Yeah. Especially when I forgot who it was now, Marco Rubio or Pete Hegseth, or one of these guys who said that. Sorry,
he spilled the beans, didn't he, accidentally?
Well, yeah, he said that Israel was going to go in, so we had to go in. Otherwise, it would look like we essentially, they were going to hit it, and if we didn't go in with them, it would. I know. You see, the thing is, I know why they had to do what they had to do. It wasn't because of Israel. It was because I think the intelligence of where Khamenei was going to be at the time, and they knew that they had to take advantage of that window. If they didn't, they'd never be able to get this guy, and he'd bury himself in some mountain somewhere or end up in Russia. So I think they had the intelligence that this is it. If we're gonna do it, this is a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. We hit it, and we get this guy. If we don't, then this thing is gonna. Well, I mean, it's still gonna drag on. It's not going to be an immediate finish, but they got him. You know what I mean? They took him out, and that is a major hit on the at the minimum the moral, the sort of what's it called? Not moral, the mental, psychological damage on the regime. It's going to have a major psychological damage.
My concern is it's a bit like when people like to hypothesize, oh, if only we killed baby Hitler, none of this would have ever happened. It's just like that's unfortunately that's not how things go. Just because you take out the head of the snake, you're just gonna. It's like a hydra. It's just gonna grow 1 or 2 heads. Yeah,
I mean, my opinion on it is quite. It's mushy selfish, and I don't care. But I do like that the oppressed. They obviously look oppressed from the angles I'm seeing, and they definitely seem to. The majority of the public seem to be out on the streets. But I've got a big problem with the whole event, and I've expressed my views to Banksy before. But if we look on our safety. We got a load of Mohammedans and Abduls coming over now, if they fall. And these are all radicals, Shia radicals. And we're going to have a fucking shed load of more fucking Abduls and radicals coming over here. So...
dude, have you seen like the visuals like in these mosques all over this country? And yeah, even these lefties are like saying like, oh, he was a hero, he was a martyr.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just
Cenk Uygur said he had courage. He stayed and faced the bombings. What a courageous man.
So, what's hilarious about Cenk is that he was called out for it because he said, "Oh yeah, I've criticised him loads of times." So he literally, because on X, I'm not very good with tech, but I do know this one, which is not hard. So you go to like whoever's account it is, it's been Chunk's account, Chunk Yogurt's account. You go to his account and you go to the question magnifying glass at the top right, and you press in just keywords like Ayatollah. You put it in, and you just see how many times he's even mentioned him, and he hadn't mentioned him up until that point. He said, "I've always cursed him out. I've always said, you shouldn't be doing what you should do with the people." On the Piers Morgan interview, someone just literally just cross-referenced Ayatollah on his account. Just see how many times he said Ayatollah in any tweets. He's not.
Who, Piers Morgan or Cenk? Oh yeah,
it was Piers Morgan. He wasn't fact-checked in real time. But of course, he talked this day. He was, "Oh yeah, I've criticised Ayatollah and stuff," and
he's
never mentioned him. Even the only time he mentioned him was last week when he said, "He's a hero. He's a hero."
Yeah, it's the same as all the sad left. What's it called? Shit-tards? I forgot. Anyway, the lefties who never mentioned a single Iranian being killed, over 30,000 of them being slaughtered by the regime only a month ago. But now, 160 school children were bombed. What? Look, I don't want to diminish it. It is still extremely sad. A bunch of school children were actually bombed, whether by America or by the Iranians themselves. Whoever it was, it's a sad thing. But I'm not going to take any moral standards from some shit liptard who never mentioned a word about the Iranians who were slaughtered. Women and children were slaughtered on the streets of Tehran and other parts of Iran only a month ago. You never had nothing to say for 30,000. In fact, Anna Kasparian, the slag, has the gall to say that number isn't even confirmed. Are you sure? We don't even know it's 30,000. Oh my God. This absolute dipshits. But yeah, they have nothing to say about that. But 160 kids, and I'm sorry that those children or those school children had to, have died, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. But this is at least for their liberation. Believe me, if some of the people in Iran right now, if you tell them to go out and have only 160 people die, but this regime would go, there would be a volunteer corps of about 1,000 people. I'm not even joking.
I actually on Sunday went to outside the Iranian embassy, and obviously you got all these pictures of the many victims of the people being killed, and some of them were like corpses of babies, so yeah. They
don't give a shit. They don't give a. I've seen endless numbers of videos of funerals being held for 18-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds. These are all young people with all their lives ahead of them.
Banksy, but where are these Abduls going to go, mate? Where are these Mohammedans going to go? Look, these Shia part of the regime. Where are they going to go?
Dude, you're going to have to. This is why we need reform. We need restore, in this country, because these Shiites. I'm not even joking. Some of them are already here now. Some of these Islamic Republic regime members are already in Britain, we suspect. Now, don't get me wrong. The Iranian community in Britain, I don't want to say anything, but they're kind of keeping an eye out to where these people are, because these guys aren't going to have a good time in Britain. But the fact of the matter is that, yes, they are. I'm sorry. This is why the European countries have to... Britain, number one, has to declare the IRGC as a terrorist organization, and then they can go and find these people and arrest them as terrorists. But they're not doing that, and I don't know what to do, dude. It is driving me absolutely crazy.
So Turkey don't want them. The UEA don't want them. No one wants them. No, none of them.
The
None of them actually want them.
UAE, they've attacked the UAE and Saudi
Yeah, I
Arabia.
know.
They've made
I know
enemies of
that-
everyone in the region.
That's why I purposely mentioned those particular places, because they're going to come to the West.
Yeah, no. Saudi Arabia has made it very clear that most of the really radical Muslims are being like homegrown in the Western countries. You know.
Yeah.
Arab Emirates. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, well, I'm just saying, I do find it very odd that, you know, the Sunni Muslims are vouching for Shia Muslims. You know,
that won't last long.
Well, no, I mean, where are you talking about? In the Middle East or in Europe?
Well, obviously, it's different if it's in Europe. You know, they kind of see it as, if Iran is funding me, then, you know, I will make the exception for that, you know, because, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend in terms of like, you know, the West. But obviously in the Middle East, you know, they're at each other's throats all the time.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I just want to get this out before I bring on Mr. Mossad. He's in the backstage. I know you're there, sir. The fact is that these radicals, the ones that I've seen in support of them are I've literally seen Zubaydah on TikTok caping for the Iranian regime. I'm like, they are literally killing your Sunni brothers. They're literally bombing the house of Allah. They're bombing the country that houses Mecca and Medina, and you're still caping for them. How insane are these Muslims in Europe? They have radicalized to such an extent. They hate Israel more than they love the house of Mecca, by the looks of things. The Kaaba, because literally that's what Iran is bombing. They're bombing Saudi Arabia, all your Sunni countries, and they're still caping for them. They're insane. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to bring on Mr. Mossad. Hello, Mr. Mossad. How are you, sir?
How are you?
Shalom.
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 L'chaim.
How are you, Mr. Welshman and Kingston? I know you both from previous.
Yeah, I think you guys know Mossad.
I haven't spoken to Kingston for a while. You've got a new mic, I can tell.
Oh, good. I'm clear this time.
Yeah, because you used to have this strange thing, right? You remember? On Ralph. Where is Ralph? What happened to Ralph?
Ralph is staying with me right now, so we're just.
Is he?
Yeah. We're just. He's just. Finishing off his app. You know, he's looking to get it. Invested. So it's going to be a big thing. You know.
Okay. Well, I hope he's well. I haven't spoken to him. Say hi.
Yeah. He's I'll pass a message to him. You know.
Yeah. So I love to hear how we control the world. It's much better than the Israeli news, where the world controls us. There's nothing we can do. It's good.
Well, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing that Jews run the world. It's just, are they doing a good job at it?
Well, we're discussing opening a complaints department, you know. So if people are not happy, they could complain rather than on the internet, you know.
So, Mr. Mossad, you are obviously in Israel. So, how are things over there? How are you dealing with the rockets that are coming over the?
Where I am, it's pretty quiet. I mean, we had a few sirens. Nothing fell where I am. Stories of I've been listening to some of the crazy people who hate Israel so much. They make up stuff and they watch AI movies and clap. And think Israel is like in flames or something, but everything is good. So I work a lot from home, so it doesn't affect me a lot. I don't need to go to work a lot. So
okay,
I just sit in a cafe, which was packed today. There was loads of people in the cafe where I was.
All right. So, there goes Welsh. He dropped off. I think he had some issues. He usually has.
Yeah, he had some noise or something.
Yeah, I think he did something.
So you know, Israelis are used to this by now.
Unfortunately,
Obviously,
yes.
some places it's worse, but you know.
Well, your cam's on. Okay, it's good. Yeah. I mean, are you guys still able to basically get on with your daily life, daily routines? It's not really affecting those.
Some of a lot of offices are closed, but people work from home. They've got it's a very it depends on the industry you're in, right? So people I work with just work from home, so everything is just normal. They just normally they go into the office twice a week or something, so they don't at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fine. Everything's
So what
fine.
are your what I'm really keen is more than what is happening, which is what is happening now anyway. It's what's going to happen is going to happen. But I've been hearing rumors that the Israelis in the next phase of this conflict, they're going to arm the Kurds initially to start an insurgency against the regime.
Yeah,
is that true?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts about that, and what are the potential outcomes of this if the Kurds are the ones who are going to be armed?
I think, well, I don't know. I just don't know. But what I can tell you is that there's been this argument about whether Iran is better off as one big country or should it be divided on ethnic lines. And none of the arguments are very strong, basically. So nobody knows. Like they're saying, there's not enough separatism for it to happen, and there's not enough unity either. So they're not clear. I understand that. Are you Pahlavi supporter?
Well, yes. I mean, for an interim government, just to keep Iran together.
Yeah,
I am. I'm not a monarchist per se. I'm more of a Republican. I'm not even a monarchist for Britain. But ruffle some feathers.
I think if a country has a tradition of monarchy, then it can work.
But yeah, this is my thing: is if it becomes
together
a constitutional monarchy like Britain, and it has a constitution that can actually represent all the people and generally keep the country together. My biggest fear is Iran's going to fracture into a multitude of pieces amongst ethnic and political lines.
Yes,
I've even seen
some people are pushing for that.
Yeah, I've even seen people put up posters, especially the Kurds, put up pictures of that leader of the Mujahideen woman, who's the leader of the Mujahideen of Kelp, and they are. I would rather have the current regime than them. Let's put it that way. They are horrific. They're Islamists. They are terrible, and it's just jumping out of the frying pan into the fire with those lot. So I've seen them.
Would you ideally want Iran or Persia to return back to Zoroastrianism in comparison to Islam? All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, the religion of Islam is going to be vastly marginalized in Iran if a secular government gets in. But if another theocratic dictatorship gets in, they're just going to ramp it up. And that's the problem. But yeah, go ahead, Mr. Mossad. You were saying about
I think first people in the West, some people do understand it, but a lot don't. Iran is not Arab. It's not the Arab world. It's a different thing. It's a different mentality.
Yeah, it's Aryan.
It's a very different, not just the ethnicity, but the history, the culture, everything. The language as well. It's a whole different thing. You cannot say, oh, what happened in Iraq is going to happen in Iran. It's two different things. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just saying it's very different.
Well, you could definitely say that Persia was credited for the golden age of Islam.
Yeah.
A lot of the Muslims want to say like, oh, all these scholars that invented all these great things were Muslims. It's just like, not really. They were like, they're like an amalgamation of different ethnicities, but they were mainly like Persians and Zoroastrians and that stuff.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, it's hard to know exactly what proportion, but yeah, a big part of it. And also found in some of the stuff, you can trace linguists have traced that some of them were translated by Jewish writers because the Jews had the tradition of using the letters as numbers, where the Arabs used proper digits, right? The proper numerics. Like we in Hebrew, there's a tendency, still is a tendency to go A, B, C rather than 1, 2, 3. So they think these are signs that are Jewish translators were also involved.
Yeah, no, the Arabs are just basically like the warrior caste, and all the thinking were done with the Persians and the Jews and the Christians, you know.
Well, a lot of the so-called scholars of Islam, they've rooted them back to a Persian somewhere, you know, as Uzbekistani Persian, or because if you look at the actual landmass of the Persian Empire, it wasn't just where Iran is. So a lot of them were from like Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, those kind of regions as well. But yeah, I mean,
what I want review of the situation, like a short review of what's going on.
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Like you've got, the way the Shia see the world is there are three big things they call the West, which is America, Britain, and Israel. That's how they view like this. Those three countries keep the West together. So they're trying to hurt all these countries in different ways. For example, they're trying to break up the United Kingdom by helping the S&P and using the bot farms to try to change public opinion in Scotland. Look it up. They're doing it. S&P are also their guests. Yes, they want to break up the UK. Yes. This is not a conspiracy theory. It's like everybody knows this. I mean, except the British. It's not somehow.
No, I buy into it.
Yeah, I mean, you can look it up. This, I mean, something is going on between them for sure. Also, all this net zero bullshit that the Europeans are doing is just making the Iranians more powerful. If they close the traffic, it squeezes Europe. I mean, it's ridiculous when Europe can get its own oil, or at least some of it, a lot of it. So why don't they? I mean, England, especially Scotland. Like I used to have a friend who worked in the oil industry in Aberdeen or something. It was huge. It was massive. I think there's still some going on. Well, anyway.
Yeah, go on.
So what's happening is they want to destroy this trio. They hate all three. They say, we are Satan. Israel is the little Satan. Israel is the soft spot because it's small. It's much easier for them to hit. It's near them. They've got agents all around Israel. They've got some penetration in London. They've got some sleeper cells in London. They had a bomb factory that the Mossad and British police exposed in 2015 in the middle of London. They were making bombs. I don't know what they were going to do with them, but they were making them.
They done a load recently. They done a load last year from Iranian sleeper cells. They nicked a load of them in their final stages of all accounts.
I love it that they were like making these big statues of Baal, as a thing. It's just like I know in the effigy of Baal, and they're burning it, and it's like you do realize that you're kind of like taking part in a actual tradition that they were actually doing. So that kind of.
So what they're doing is basically working with China and Russia to weaken the American dollar. All these deals, they're pressuring Saudi and so on. The American dollar is held by the Saudis and the Emirates. They sell oil and gas for American dollar. Then they buy, with these American dollars, they buy shares in the American stock market, and they keep the American economy floating and the US dollar as the international currency. That's basically not Jews that from America. They have
but Mossad, Russia and China have turned their back to Iran.
Yeah, because they see they got no chance, so they're not going to back a loser.
Wait! Didn't
China's got 200 days of oil they've set up? They knew this was coming.
But didn't China? Didn't China just send like lots of planes to give Iran these devices that are meant to kind of like cloud any like detection of like these advanced sort of like radar systems?
I haven't heard that, like, but
I don't know. Nothing they sent them worked, so I don't know what's going on there. But on the
I mean,
this is
China.
what it's about.
Yeah, but Iran gives to China 20% of its oil it needs at the moment, which is so. If they cut off the Strait of Hormuz, is it, or Hamas,
Yes.
or Hormuz? What is it? Yeah,
Hormuz,
if they block that off,
yes.
then in reality, that they're going to block their own funds off from China. You know.
Yes. Yeah. I know. I mean, they attacked everybody around them. They're suicidal. They believe in the end of times, and they're bringing on the end of times or something.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean they've gone for a basically we're going to burn all the bridges kind of. If we're going to go, we're going to take everyone with us strategy. But unfortunately, they don't realize they're not really going to take everyone with them. They're just going to go. Now they're pissed off. The Qataris, who are actually they themselves are funders of the Muslim Brotherhood, are the ones who are now attacking Iran. They've asked the Americans if they can join the war effort because the Qataris got attacked, and the Emiratis, of course, and the Saudis, Bahrainis, Kuwaitis, Oman. What has Oman done to Iran?
Yeah, and we've been attacked in Cyprus, and our fucking
that's right.
Yeah, and our fucking prime minister is too much of a pussy to actually retaliate.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's put in some defensive thing, but the thing is,
just to complete the picture.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, because I was stopped just to complete the picture. So, America has to have control of the straits, has to have good relationship with Saudi. That's why they're so, such good friends with Saudi. It's not because they're just, it's the best country in the world. It just has to be. Saudi keeps the dollar alive, so they have to have this arrangement. And now Israel doesn't really want any war. The problem is that Iran, for the last 45 years, have been promising, and they wrote it into their constitution, that they're going to destroy Israel. The purpose of the country is to destroy Israel. We don't like it. I don't know about you, but if a country next to you decided that their purpose, the constitution says that you must be destroyed, you're probably going to do something about it at some point. So we decided that's it. The government in Israel decided that's it. We're going to do something. And Bibi told Trump, we're not going to wait for you. If you're not going to do something, we're going to attack them. And this is what's happening.
Yeah.
So the calculation was, this is good. America would need to do it anyway. Let's do it together. And the British are pissed off because they used to be America's buddy, and now Israel is America's buddy.
Well, no, the fact is that Britain should still be America's best friend. It's just that the current British government, because they've dug themselves such a deep hole in Britain of leaning towards the Muslim vote, that now they're essentially they have to behave like this because Keir Starmer knows that the only base, the only modicum of support that he has left is with the Muslims, because everyone else hates him. So
now, I think the world is better with a stronger Britain. I think the world is better off with a stronger Britain.
But we're not. We're not anymore. That's bad. Noxonor comically says the only Muslim country left supporting Iran is Britain.
Yeah.
There's only one Muslim country left supporting Iran. That's the United Kingdom.
Yes.
It's taking the piss. It's absolutely taking the piss.
So it's at the moment, Britain is not even strong. I mean, you could oppose it from a position of strength, but not doing that either. You know what I mean? It's like just wishy-washy waffle.
I don't know, man. I swear to God. I mean, here we got two British, actual original OG British people. I know there are lots of people, new people who want to call themselves British.
I doubt they voted for him.
Well, the thing is, there's a whole bunch of new people who want to call themselves English and British and Scottish and Welsh, which I'm not part of that group.
I've seen something. I think people, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something about Western culture. We got the.
Well, it's the insanity that someone like we have to kind of it's the greatest form of what I consider to be what do you call it, gaslighting. I have to look at a man like Rishi Sunak and go, there's an Englishman. I'm like,
I think what I'm saying is like I don't think it's a
wait there, Mossad, it's more dishonest than that. So if you ask, say, someone from Pakistan, and you say, you know, do you class yourself as British? Depends how you angle the question. So if they ask their family, they'd say they're Pakistani, 110%. They haven't spent a day in Pakistan. The vast majority of their relatives in the UK. But if you pose it a different way, they're British. They're British, 100%. If a different person poses the question, do you understand what I mean?
The thing is, you can be. I'm British in my mannerisms. I'm culturally, you know, very much steeped in a British culture because I understand all the.
You're not ethnically British,
but
British.
I'm British citizen by a passport, but I'm not of the Britannia. I'm not of the British Isles. That's, you know, and that's why, I mean, the thing is, back in the day, I used to break it up in like this. They're the English, they're the Welsh, they're the Scottish, Irish, Northern Irish, you know, Republic, whatever. And these are ethnic groups. These are distinct groups of people. Someone like me,
well, this is where
I'm a British passport holder. I'm a British person, but I'm a passport holder.
It never works like this. There's no clear-cut thing. It's a soft thing that over time.
Well, it only works like that in the West, Mossad.
The Chinese don't have this problem.
In the West, the Nigerians don't have this problem. The Pakistanis don't have. No one has this problem. Only countries in the West.
They do because
no, they don't. Because if I turned around, and I was in Nigeria, and I turned around and I said, "Fuck you, I'm as Nigeria as you." Right?
No,
I'll get my ass kicked, and rightly so.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's not a clear-cut thing. So obviously, someone like what's his name, Sunak, is not English, but if you move 4 generations ahead, and his children have intermarried with British people, and all educated in the British system. But by a few generations, it'd be hard to say they're not English. You see what I mean? So it's like another hard-cut thing. You know, are you pure Welsh? You know, maybe some Spanish sailor.
Okay, so if I spent 4 years, if I spent 20 years in Israel, does that make me Israeli?
No, I think I'm talking of generation. It's over generations.
Okay, let's go for a couple of generations. Does that make me Israeli?
Just allow me 1 second. Right? Look at your screen. That woman was born in India. This is Joanna Lumley. Is she Indian?
No. However, if she
I arrest my case.
If she married an Indian and their children married Indians, and their children with 4 or 5 generations, you could say they're Indians. Okay, they're quarter British.
They're mixed. British. Sure. No, the thing is, I get what you're saying. A few generations down, maybe that might happen. Maybe Rishi Sunak's kids or great grandkids may have more of an English heritage if they're diluted down towards the English. If they keep getting married.
Yes, and what my point is, during that time, there's a soft edge to this thing where you can't say at what point they became British. You see what I mean? But it's a gradual thing, and I think it depends on the history of the person as well, what they do, how they live, you know, how they adopt the culture. It's I mean, Israel is full of immigrants, and you know, it depends.
Are they Israelis?
After a while, yes, but they're Israelis because we share a story. So it's different if someone from Pakistan comes. If someone from Canada or Australia came,
how do you share a story? How do you share a story?
Same way as you share a story with someone from New Zealand, say. They're still British. right?
Wait,
so if they came to live in London or wherever you are, you
I
wouldn't feel
was
like foreigners.
I was an ethnic Kiwi, British.
Well, where they're from,
because the people in New Zealand come originally from the British Isles, you know.
Yeah, the ancestry and also their culture.
Ethnically.
Yeah, but also same
The
Queens.
Maoris. The Maoris are British.
Well, that's the thing.
No,
You see, this is where things get complicated, isn't it? Like the Maoris, are they British?
No, I'm talking about the British descendants.
That was my point.
No, same. It's the same with the Australians.
I'm not arguing with you, Welshman.
It's the same with the Australians. You know, they are Anglo-Celtic.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's the same with the North Americans. You know, they are. Even though
I'm saying, like, if a Canadian moved to England, then you probably wouldn't be asking yourself after a generation whether they're English or not.
Yeah, of course. You can look at it on a principal component analysis chart. You know, if you can measure the DNA and how much it fluctuates.
It's not just DNA. It's DNA is part of it, but it's also the culture, the history.
Yeah, of course.
It's language.
But we see these isolated communities where they don't integrate at all. So when you say, you adopt their culture and their values, it's quite the opposite.
Well, I want to say this: when it comes to whites or Europeans, there's this particular acronym that's very telling. It's basically weirdo, meaning white, educated, industrious, rich, democratic. You know.
Right.
Where's the O? What's the O for?
Yeah, what's the O?
Oh wait, the O stands for. Wait,
no.
Outbred.
Outbred.
Yes, because if you look at like a map of inbreeding and outbreeding, Europeans are the most outbred, and the rest of the world are pretty inbred. So the thing is that Europeans are weird because, you know, we've had a very strange system where we don't have very strong tribal lines in the same way as, say, African and Middle East or whatever. And the problem is, especially with this libtarded elite that have taken control of us, we kind of like presuppose or presume that the rest of the world thinks like us, which they don't, you know, and, you know, these people...
created a very individualistic people, right? The British And that's why so many inventions
it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it allows for lots of ingenuity and invention and all this amazing things that we gave to the world. But on the other hand, especially when it's inverted, especially with the horrors of the First and Second World War, and we basically lost confidence and basically thought, oh, can't we just like be this whole kumbaya and, you know, let's not think about tribalism because of what the Nazis did and blah, blah, blah. Let's just be a big blob of like, you know, and, you know, not a bit like Woody Allen's song, like Imagine All the People and all that stuff. And we're paying the price for it because, you know, we've been played by suckers where all these other people from the Middle East or Africa who, you know, on the face of it, you know, say, oh yeah, we all agree with their shit. But on the other hand, they say like, yeah, let's create our nepotism and make sure our boys get in and, you know, we get into power and we only are nepotistic to our own people. And, you know, it becomes
it's more sophisticated than this. So first, you're absolutely right. First, there's a joke going, this Israeli academic that says, answer to John Lennon is, all we are saying is give war a chance. And now I forgot what I was going to say next. But what you're saying is basically true. Yes, I think it's not just the Nazis, but I think that Europe was fed up with nationalism because they thought we're fighting like nations, and that's the source of all evil, borders and nations. We should mix it all up, and then we'll stop fighting or something.
You could say like during the Empire days, you know, we were so disappointed that all the non-whites couldn't like hold a candlestick to us, you know, and so we fight each other, you know, and
yeah, I still don't understand what the First World War was about, but never mind. Does anyone understand?
To grossly simplify it, it was basically a family squabble. So Queen Victoria, basically, her cousins or grandsons were basically the inheritors of Russia, Germany, and Britain, basically. And you know, these kings, czars, or kaisers basically loathed each other, you know, out of pride and all that stuff. And you know, it was just an amalgamation of things that was ready to burst. And you know, and they thought this was just going to be like the wars in the past, like Napoleon, you know, the Napoleonic Wars. You know, they'll be brief and all that stuff. But because of the new invention of technology like the machine gun and all these other things, you know, it really like created a span in the work, and none of the sides were willing to concede to the others, so they kept like dragging it out, and millions kept dying, especially the aristocracy. And yeah, you know,
well, it's I think that's why the Second World War happened. Really, it was just left in Europe was left in chaos basically, and imbalance.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that Hitler was very inspired by this idea of the shrinking markets theory. He basically felt that Germany was destined for doom because if you like say trade goods with like say the East, like Russia, like industrial goods, and the East would give you food, well, eventually the East surely would become industrialized and therefore have no incentive to sell you food. So he basically thought that it was just inevitable that Germany was going to starve, and obviously he felt like the Jews were going to like take over like the Bolshevik did, and they were going to, you know, intermix with the pure Germans and then dilute the blood and all that stuff. So in Hitler's like weird world, he felt like he was going to save the world by creating layman's round or living space in order to, you know, save the German people from this this idea, which economically wasn't in reality, but you know, it made sense to him. Yeah,
you know, for me it's simpler. Hitler had JOCD, which is a condition. Once you get it, it starts eating your brain, and you cannot tell right from wrong, truth from lies. You don't know what the hell is going around you, and you think that everything is because of Jews, and you destroy your own society, and then you destroy your whole continent over it, and then the Jews get a country. That's what happens.
So, well, you should mute yourself.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. The existence of Israel
let me mute you for a second, and then you can unmute when you're ready.
Well, yeah, back then there was no Israel, so Hitler presumed that the Jews were just incapable of governing a country on their own, you know. So
well, he had JOCD. I mean, it's a terrible condition. You know, it's very destructive. The good thing is Israelis don't have it. We're kind of immune, which makes us superior.
Keep rubbing it in. Go on.
Yeah. It makes us. I mean, ironically, it does. I mean, you make us. You know, all the West makes us superior. The more I hear you obsessing over Jews, I think no wonder these guys have been taken over by 80 IQ people. I mean, like. You know, they just say, "Oh, look, there's a Jew there," and you look at them while they rob you.
Can we obsess about something else, lads? Have you heard of a chap called Andrew Wilson?
Yes,
I know him. Yes, I know him very well.
So I'm guessing then you might have seen this 5-minute opening on the debate where he points out all the inbreeding
Oh, the
Yes.
Hikikachu. When he
Have you
was
seen
debating Daniel Hikikachu.
Yeah, so if you go to 20 minutes and 30 seconds, he starts his opening, and it's a
Have you
5-minute
posted
start.
this somewhere? Okay, hold on.
Please, it's the funniest 5 minutes, even if one of us haven't seen it. Have you seen it, Mossad?
I've seen it, yeah, but I don't mind seeing it again. It's funny. I mean,
It's
I
fucking
knew about
hilarious,
it,
isn't
but
it?
it's funny the way he puts it all together. It's like bang, bang, bang. It's,
Yeah, he is really good at debating as
almost
well.
like a boxing fight or something.
I mean, this Daniel kid, you could see when the camera went on him occasionally that he's so uncomfortable. He can't, there's no coming back.
Yeah. He got.
But you know, one thing is though, Muhammad was actually against.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
In the Quran, I believe, or in the Hadith, it says that you should find your wife from another place, not from your local tribe or village. He actually tried to stop this.
Who, Muhammad?
But he didn't. Yeah.
He tried to stop, but he married his own cousin himself.
Well, yeah, but you know, why you being difficult?
Yeah. We all have our faults. We all have our faults.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like he married his own first cousin, so clearly he wasn't abiding by his own rules here.
It's easy. He spoke to Allah, and Allah told him he can make an exception in his case, and that's it.
Yeah, of course.
Come on.
I mean, are you going to play the clip, Banksy?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm about to.
It's just even some of the photos.
Other moving parts here that I have to do before.
Yeah, some of the photos. It's just so. I got an echo, so I'm coming. I'm back out.
Are you guys ready? Tell me if you can hear it, or tell me if you can't hear it.
The reason Islam makes worse societies
we can hear
is because
it. We can hear it.
They have a doctrine for cousin marriage. Now, notice Daniel didn't say, no, you can't fuck your first cousin and marry her. No. He didn't say that. Because he probably believes that you should. He probably believes it's fine. He probably believes something about, like, it protects inheritance or something like this, right?
Christians are also at the mercy of the same kind of IQ fetishists who want to transform the human race. Wake up. Andrew, wake up. Stop this stupid argument. 30 more minutes of Andrew saying that Muslims are dumb. Okay, that's great. I'll try to be more substantive. I'll try to be more substantive than that. So just listen to this.
Okay, is that it? Are you guys happy with that? Is that enough?
Well, there's a much longer thing, but that's.
Yeah. I mean, this is the whole debate, though. He's put the whole debate in here. I don't want to really just like, you want me to play the whole debate? That's just a lot.
No.
Yeah, we're okay. We don't need the whole debate.
But
that was the long and short of it.
Yeah, he does use it. It's quite funny, this debate. I didn't watch it all, but I saw some.
Well, she dropped off.
But Andrew is dishonest debate.
Well, right. Banksy, mate. Go to the timestamp. It's 20 minutes and 30 seconds. He just he does his 5 minutes. That's the bit you want, just because it's brutal.
Okay, let me go.
So if you go to 20 minutes 30 seconds, it's just he just his opening statement, but he brings all the facts and all the stats on.
Yeah,
it's brutal. It's brutal, mate. It's like it's hard to listen to. I mean, some of his comments where he says, in some countries, you're more likely to be shagging your own cousin, and in fact, you're more of a weirdo, more of an odd one out than if you're not.
Yeah, I know. I saw that one.
It's like when they say, it's not gay because it's a kid.
It's not gay. Holy shit.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's something we don't hear too often.
When he says kids, are you referring to goats?
Yes, precisely.
Yeah,
so that is exactly what we're referring to, YouTube. That is precisely what he is referring to. Oh dear God.
Yeah, so 20 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is the full screen anyway. Okay, there you go.
I've got the timer set for you, Andrew, on your first word.
Good job, man. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. What? What happened?
Okay. I wanna actually refute this a little bit. Some people have pointed out the fact that these guys, although they are very much inbred, they've got the bindi on their head, which is the symbol for Hinduism. So if he's arguing for Islam, I don't know if these are the right pictures for him to pick. Now it could be that India also practices first cousin. Sorry? Dude, your mic is messing up badly. I can't barely hear you, Welshie. But yeah, sorry, it's echoing because I'm sharing. Sorry, I just realized. Okay, but the fact is that these guys are wearing Hindu bindis, so I don't know if this was the best pictures to pick. Anyway, I'm echoing, so let's keep going.
Oh. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. You get to study and dissect the things that they say and believe. After watching Daniel for hours, a few things became obvious. The first, he's a far better Muslim apologist than I am a Christian apologist, that's for sure. But he's far weaker on politics than myself and the nature of the world. The second is that he's an above-average debater, but he ain't quite God tier. See, if I were Daniel and fighting from his worldview, I'd point out Christianity is fractured and weak, that Christianity is totally incapable of fighting back against the degeneracy of our time. Its impotence has led to social categories of degeneracy at levels nobody could have predicted, especially with the advent of the internet. I would point out Muslim societies don't work that way, that Muslims have feminism and degens under control, that everything in modern-day Christians in the West are fighting for against degeneracy, Islam has already achieved in their lands. That's what I would do if I were Daniel. When talking about which is better for society, Islam or Christianity, this becomes a powerful argument. But I'd go a step further if I were Daniel. I'd also say my opponent will argue like an atheist progressive, that Andrew Wilson, the guy who promotes anti-feminist and egalitarian...
Apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like my StreamYard just suddenly crashed on me. So allow me while I try to get back in. Sorry guys, StreamYard crashed on me for a second, so I had to jump out and jump back in. Just allow me to share my screen again, and we'll continue. Damn it. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. StreamYard just suddenly decided to crap out. It seems to do that. Okay, you guys can see it?
Yeah.
All right. Yep, looks good.
And doctrine's going to sit up here and act like an egalitarian progressive and cry about Islam being mean to the women and cry about Islam not being very nice to the gays. Well, you were fucking wrong. Sadly for Daniel, while this tactic would normally be effective against a sewing circle Christian, I'm not part of that cast, sir. Now, let me get into my argument for why Christianity makes better societies than Islam, and it's pretty simple. Islamic societies breed an inbred population. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by Islam today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest fucking human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians. When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please. Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning more likely than not, you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one. Okay? For the low IQ members of MDD, That means these people are more likely than not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Whew, Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ. The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin. Iran, 40%. 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now, we're going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78. Syria, 39%, 74 IQ. Turkey, 25%, 86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Okay,
Compared to Christian countries, whoo, let's take a look. Usually less than 1%. Now, I wonder why Christians build better societies, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's keep going.
All right, guys and girls.
Slide here.
I think we got the gist.
Moving right along.
Go ahead.
As countries become more Christian.
Continue with the debate. Gentlemen, Bueller.
Yeah.
We're still here. Oh, we lost James. Yeah, Hassan put in, it's dry as a kosher bagel. Oh, damn you, Hassan. Hassan, if you have the balls, come up here, man. I know you're a fan of the people of the tribe. What are they called? Oh, sorry. Hold on. There you go. Mr. Mossad, you said it's the Goyim are the non-Jews. What are the Jews referred to as? I forgot the term.
Well, it's not in everyday language, but it's used. Goyim, it means not a Jew.
Yeah. And what are the Jews?
It has a history of being used like as a negative word or like, but it's not really. It's not really. I mean, it's like, it doesn't mean anything really.
But sometimes it can be used as a pejorative. But what I mean is, what are the Jews referred to themselves?
It's not meant to be. It's been used as for many times, yeah.
But what are the Jews referred to themselves as?
Chosen people.
The what?
No, we don't really say that. It's who says chosen people most of the time? Christians.
Yeah, no. I mean, there is a name, isn't there, for the people?
Jews, Yehudi.
Yehudim. Oh, I see. Yehudim. No,
the Arabs call us Yehud.
Yahud, yeah, that's the same as Yahud in
because that's Jewish from Judea. It's not the same word.
Also, Mossad, I'm curious. What is the main term for God? Is it Yahweh or Jehovah or Yeshem?
We say Hashem, which means the name, because it's considered impolite to say the actual name. A bit like you don't call your father by the name, kind of thing. Well, we don't hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm having mic muting conflicts.
Yeah, so my message as usual to people is, if someone is anti-Israel, he hates your country too.
Most likely.
No exception to this rule. There's no exception to this rule. Not even one person.
Well, there's more like the fact that country A would hate, say, my country, and also hate Israel because they see themselves as white colonialist or imperialist powers.
There are so many reasons why it's always the same, but it's always the same. It's a beautiful indicator. If someone hates Israel, it's a really quick way for the British to know that he also hates the British. It just works perfectly. It's an early warning system I recommend using. I mean, it's really great.
It's an early warning system.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It's amazing how it works. I'm so sad that people don't catch on to it.
Right, but just because the enemy of my enemy doesn't necessarily make it my friend.
Yeah, but
who is supposed to be your friend? Israel.
Well, I'm not saying like Israel thinks exactly the same way. There's a lot of different divergent opinions, but there's a lot of Israelis that do not have the best intentions for my country. Like during like the Falklands. Well, yeah, during the Falklands Wars, they were actually supporting Argentina in a lot of ways.
They weren't. They were selling them arms.
Yeah.
But that's because it's two allies. So it's like, what are you going to do? I think they were selling to Britain as well. I'm not sure.
Really. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like all Israelis are unified in the same way, but there's a lot of divergent opinions. So
it's not an opinion. It's just that Israel needed the money, and they had already had contracts with Argentina, I guess. So they just did it, and they would have done the same with Britain. It's like they didn't get in the middle. I see how it looks bad from your side, but nobody thinks in Israel about England, really. We don't really think about your country, but we like your country. People like to visit it. We read your books. We listen to your music, so people come to watch your theater. There's an appreciation of Britain, but it's not really high on people's minds.
Well, I'll give you my 5 pence first. I couldn't give a fuck about Gaza or Israel, to be honest with you.
Israel is one of the most important countries.
I get it, but you're tainted with a whole history of problems. So I mean, and obviously Gaza is too. So I just prefer to keep a wide berth. Completely.
Well, that's your mistake. That's why you're weak.
Well, no, it's not my mistake. I don't want to get involved in global affairs.
You should. You should.
No,
you should stand with the West. Yes, you should stand with the West. You're acting like a coward. That's why your country's been taken over, dude.
You haven't got a clue what you're talking about when you're talking about me. I couldn't give a fuck about Gaza, and I couldn't give a fuck about. I give a fuck about Ukraine and Russia more than I give a fuck about Israel and Gaza.
Yeah, that's your mistake. That's your mistake.
That's not my mistake.
Israel is the frontier of the West. If Israel goes down, you go down, dude.
The frontier of the West?
Yes.
Well, it's not in the West, so I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Japan is not in the West. Country. Australia is not in the West.
Yeah, exactly. It's not in the West. It's a far east.
It doesn't matter. Australia is a Western country. Stop playing with semantics. Australia is a Western country.
I will agree. Australia is a Western country.
Stop it. It doesn't matter what it critically is. If an Englishman is in Antarctica, then at that point, that place is Western.
Well, the thing is, Australia are Christian based as well. So once again, you haven't got the same cultural values. As Christians. That's why I said I support Russia or Ukraine more than I would support Israel and Gaza, because they're Christian.
That's where you're going wrong. That's where you're going wrong.
I'm not going wrong. I'm not going wrong. I'm not going wrong.
Whose country's been taken over? Mine or yours? You are obviously going wrong. The only question is how you're going.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's be honest, bro. You've got it all in hand when it comes to importing people into your country. You've got so many, and you're going to keep that on a fucking very fine line, and you're never going to have that problem. So I get it. You're more based than the British are, and we should be more based than you. We should be about our nation, not about the globe. Fuck the globe.
No, that's why you're losing.
No, we're not losing. We lost because we lost because.
Well, I will have to reluctantly agree with Mossad on this. The whole concept of us not getting involved in global world affairs is kind of over. The only thing is the only thing we can do is how does England operate in a global world? That's for the English.
Guys. I don't know if you should.
Sorry, guys. I just have to interrupt for a second. Lieutenant has sent out 5 memberships, gift memberships. Thank you so much, Lieutenant. I love you. Love the Lieutenant. Thank you for the gift memberships. Go ahead.
I was just
saying, there's a lot of English ethnats or nationalists that just want to retreat from world affairs and just be little Englanders, and that's just not a reality anymore. Got to accept that we live in a globalized world.
What's going on here?
Still create an England that's for the English, but it has to be in a globalized world.
Yeah, Can you hear me? Oh, am I muted? I can't hear HAFEZ. Banksy. You're muted, Banksy. Oh, everybody dropped now.
Hello. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think, I don't know actually. It seems Based is having an issue. Based, you're back, and Kingston is back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. You guys are having issues on your mobiles? Getting
yeah. Sometimes, the sound just doesn't operate, so we have to like come back and come in again.
I'm with you. Well, this is StreamYard now, Based. You can't blame me for using StreamYard instead of Restream. So whatever technical issues you're dealing with,
Anyway, just to make sure I clarified my position, we definitely need to create a England or a Britain for the British, but at the same time, we need to accept that we live in a globalized world, and sometimes the affairs of others are in our interest in many ways.
I'm just telling you that Iran is trying to break up the UK. Of course, it's your business, man. Anything to do with Israel. Israel is one of the most important countries in the world. Get it through your heads. Don't think Israel is insignificant. It's extremely significant. And anything that happens in Israel affects you. Every time we have a war, your prices go crazy. Your whole country goes crazy. London is taken over by crazy people marching. Who are they? They're not even English.
No, the thing is, I mean, in one sense, you're right, Mr. Mossad. I'm not even talking about like prices and all the other things with Israel. But when it comes to Iran, for example, there goes Kingston again, and there's Based is back.
Yeah, why? What's happening? It's stable for me, and I'm like miles away.
Are you? But the thing is, are you using a mobile or are you using?
No, I'm on a computer.
Yeah, I think these guys are on mobiles. It's affecting their mobile somehow.
Well, okay, I'm gonna like call it a night if this is gonna keep happening.
Yeah, it keeps. There's something's going on with the connection.
Oh, this is a shame. I love arguing with you, Welshman.
Anyway, guys.
Well, that's Kingston.
Yeah, it's been a blast, everyone.
Oh, sorry, I'm confused now.
Anyway, it's been a blast, so take care, everyone.
It's been great, Kingston. Show up at Speaker's Corner on Sunday. Maybe I'll catch you there.
Yeah. No, we got a lot to catch up on. So.
Is Ralph coming down, or do you know? You don't know? You're not sure?
Well, I got to go to my grandma's for this Sunday for her birthday, but definitely next Sunday.
All right, yeah, definitely. Also, is Ralph is he going to be for a few weeks, or is he just?
No. He's definitely like here long term for the most part. So
okay, good man. Okay, in that case, then we'll catch him at the Speakers probably. Both of you, hopefully soon. Take care, mate.
All right, take care.
Peace. The thing is, I'm not even. I said the point I want to make wasn't even about whether Israel exists or not, or whether Israel is critical or not. The fact is, Iran, whether it's through their hatred of Israel or otherwise, are going to make moves in Britain anyway. They're going to sponsor terrorist attacks and have further issues in the United Kingdom. That is coming.
But it's coming worse now, isn't it? It's going to come worse now. I'm not faulting them for wanting their freedom, but it's going to be on steroids now. Once again, it's because we get involved in fucking shit that we shouldn't get involved with, and it's just inevitable. But it's going to be more. We're going to lose again. The British people are going to lose again. The European people are going to lose again.
Well,
we always lose.
I don't think you need to send your soldiers. I think you need to defend your positions. But I think diplomatically, you need to be very, very clear about your position. I don't think you need to. Unless you're attacked, you should not send any soldiers.
I thought my position was pretty clear.
Yeah, I'm saying my position.
Yeah, but
which is I couldn't give a fuck about Israel or Gaza.
No, but the fact is that if you didn't even get involved with Israel or Gaza,
the world doesn't care whether you give a fuck or not. The world
doesn't.
It
would because then we would control our borders. We would have a proper government in.
How is that related? How is that related? How is Trump is controlling the borders better than you, and he's working with Israel.
So when you destabilize a country, right? What happens then? There's a flood of migrants. I don't know if you notice this, Mossad. I don't know. Maybe you do notice it because there's a lot of Israelis in the movement of Africans and third worlders through Europe. A lot of Israeli organizations.
No, there's not.
But the thing is, base. You right now.
No,
let's
there's not
let's
Israeli
no, guys. Let me be perfectly clear. Right now, we have the most pro-Islam, anti-Israel government that we could possibly imagine. They literally didn't allow America to use their bases. This is the historical first.
Which means anti-British.
But what I'm saying is that you are getting the very government that you're saying that you want in effect, because this government doesn't support Israel. Not really, let's be honest.
I don't support Gaza.
They are favored towards Muslims. They don't even,
I don't support Gaza. I don't support Gaza, so I don't support either. So
what I mean is, whether you support Gaza and Israel or not is irrelevant. The fact is that this government is the most anti-Israel government that we're probably going to get in a generation.
They're a pro-globalist fucking government. So once again,
Israel is
but the fact is that's not going to. That's the thing though. That isn't going to even like remotely change if you even had a different government. You can't guarantee that you're not going to have a pro-globalist. Whether they support Israel or not, the migrants are coming, and it is the British government that has to put out their hand and say no.
Well, the only way it's going to stop, and I've said this I've said it personally for at least 4 years. You pull out the ECHR, you have to, and the Dublin refugee agreements. You've got to pull out of them, and that's the only way it would happen. And the only party that's basically said they're going to do that is Restore. Reform will talk about it and never do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is their support for Israel is irrelevant in this situation. It makes no difference whether you support Israel or not. All of those factors are still going to be in place.
We're a fucking island. We're an island, for fuck's sake. Can we protect an island? You know, if we have the right government in, then we can control what's
Half
happening.
the world speaks English. You're not an island.
No, but all I'm saying is, it's irrelevant whether Britain supports Israel or not. Those other problems are not they're not stemming from the fact that Britain supports Israel, because if anything, right now we have a government that doesn't support Israel. I would say, behind the curtains, obviously out in public they're gonna lie to you, but behind the curtains, Britain doesn't. The Keir Starmer government doesn't support Israel. They're as anti-Israel government as we've seen in generations. But the boats haven't stopped. The migration levels haven't stopped. None of those things have been affected.
But if you destabilize a country, then you're going to get thousands and tens and hundreds of thousands of these third worlders, these Shias and all sorts of characters coming over to the UK in this circumstance.
Yeah, but Israel was good. But Britain had no part to play in that decision of destabilizing Iran or not. That's on Israel and America. What are you going to do about? What's Britain going to do about that?
Okay, so we had Iraq.
They're not at the discussion table.
We had Iraq. Then we had Libya. Were we involved in those 3 conflicts? And then we got Syria as well. Were we involved in those 4 conflicts? Right? Yeah, because we have. It's only this one we've kept our distance from. And we, like I said, I get your position, but you're missing the point. If you destabilize a country, forget about Iran today, but we've destabilized the whole fucking area. So then they come here, and without the right government in, it's gonna happen. Yeah, what I'm talking about is you get the right government in, and we got an island. We should be able to protect that easily.
Yeah, but that is still doable regardless of, because what I'm trying to figure out here is that Britain wasn't at the meeting when they decided to attack Iran or not. Britain is out of the picture. Britain has become so weak that they are no longer considered worthy of consulting in such matters. So it's irrelevant whether Britain, whether Iran was destabilized or not. We didn't have a choice in that. We weren't at the table to even give an opinion on that. That was being carried out regardless of our opinion. But the British government, the only thing they can do is to mitigate the fallout of that event. So the hundreds, possibly thousands of refugees, Islamic IRGC members or whatever that are going to come towards Europe, Britain can say no. They can declare the IRGC as a terrorist organization, and
Which they
anyone
haven't
linked
done.
to them can be, if they try to get into the
And the
country,
Muslim
will be
Brotherhood.
imprisoned and then
But they haven't done it. They haven't
ejected.
done it. They haven't done
Now,
it.
if
They
this
haven't
was,
done
But
it.
that's the
Right.
British government's thing. It's not Israelis' fault.
Exactly.
I didn't say it was Israeli fault. I didn't say it was anyone's fault. I said I don't want to get involved in all this shit that goes on around the world. It causes the Europeans more problems. That's what I said. I didn't blame Israel. I didn't blame Gaza. I just don't want to get involved in it. I'm not interested in it.
The more pro-Israel government you have, the more they would have declared Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization and IRGC a terrorist organization. A pro-Israel government is an indicator that it's pro-British. It's just simple. Just accept this rule. People that hate Israel hate you. It's just simple.
That's the thing is that's a different matter.
It doesn't matter to me whether they hate Israel. I'm not interested.
I hate you.
Right?
It's
honestly,
you want to know where the
we
north
shouldn't
is?
get involved in these global conflicts.
You're like a sailor telling me you don't want to read the compass. The compass is Israel. It tells you exactly. Someone is anti-Israel. They hate you.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mr. Mossad, I can appreciate Base's position that it's irrelevant whether they hate Israel and they hate us at the same time.
It's not irrelevant. It's the best indicator.
No, it is irrelevant.
Yeah, it's an indicator.
Because I don't give a fuck about Israel. I don't give a fuck about Gaza. So it's irrelevant
that's
to
why
me.
you're losing.
But what I'm trying to say is that
if we were a nationalist fucking country, right, we'll be in the same situation as Israel is now, under tight controls, always pushing them out, talking a good game, saying they're going to give them the rights, but in reality making their life a little bit hard all the time, so they leave.
That's not what's happening in Israel.
If we copied you, we'll be doing fine. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Arabs do not leave Israel.
Any British government can do that at any time, regardless of what mayhem and turmoil is going on anywhere in the world. At any point, the British government can say no refugees, and if you're
fancy, that's not promoted to stabilize other countries in the Middle East, so they'll fucking flood European countries again.
Arabs do not leave Israel. Don't lie. Look at the numbers. Don't lie. Don't make up shit. No, don't fuck off.
Mossad.
No, truth is better than you. Arabs do not leave Israel. We don't
give me.
migrate.
You're going to have a fucking.
No, don't fucking lie. They do not leave. That's not true. Look at the numbers.
They don't leave. No, of course they don't.
No, they do not. They do not. Look at the numbers. They do not leave
Look
Israel.
at the numbers.
Yes, look at the numbers. Arabs do not leave Israel. Look at the numbers. Stop lying. Stop believing liars. Look at the numbers.
What you mean?
So the numbers.
Leave Israel
So the
at
numbers.
a higher rate than Arabs.
Look! You call me anti-Semitic in a minute because you're saying anti-Semitic in a minute, right? Because I've criticised Israel. But I'm telling you now, right? They will never be outbred in Israel, right? It'll be an ethnic state. In decades to come, it'll be an ethnic state.
Let's first establish.
Guys, one at a time. No one can actually hear
There'll be
anyone.
very little diversity in
A
Israel.
couple of minutes.
Okay, this guy is a bit drunk. He can't stop talking. Let's
No,
establish the facts.
I haven't drunk anything.
One at a time.
I haven't drunk a thing.
You said something that's incorrect. Let's establish the facts first.
You're going to push the Muslims out of Israel in the end.
The stats for Arabs leaving Israel. Shut up for a second. The stats are clear. You can
give each other a minute.
Arabs do not leave Israel at all. Okay, the rate is actually more Jews leave Israel per capita than Arabs. Arabs do not leave Israel. We're not forcing them to leave. They have a very good life in Israel. Just a fact.
But Mr. Mossad,
yes,
Mr. Mossad,
it's a fact.
Is it a possibility that the Arabs could outnumber the Jews of Israel at some point?
Are you going to stick with that? Are you?
So no, it's a possibility that the Arabs could outnumber the Jews, but the fact is that how does Israel then mitigate against that? Because if this is a Jewish homeland, they have to mitigate against that in some form or fashion.
Yes, this is why one of the reasons that Sharon left Gaza, because of the demographic problem.
As in they basically recognize that if they keep Gaza and make it part of Israel.
Just as I thought, it's 72 to 73% Jewish, 21% Arab. I thought it was 25%. So yeah, you're really going to be outbred because you like your kids and pumping them off as well, don't you? So
Well,
yeah,
the
it's
Hasidic Jews.
not
No,
happening.
no,
It's
no.
not happening, is it? It's not happening. It's not happening,
Well,
is it?
the percentage of Arabs used to be 10%
Just,
when I was a kid, and
just a
today
bit of
it's 21%. So
a
from
bit
10
of
to
bullshit from
21%.
Mossad.
It doesn't
I
sound
knew
like
I
it's
was
going
right.
down.
I
It
knew
went
I
up
was
from
right.
10.
It's 25%, but
It went
no,
up from 10 to
they're going to outbreed
21.
you, innit? They're going to rebreed you and
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
all right.
they can.
But Welsh,
What are
my
you saying, dude? I
argument
don't
with
get
you,
what you're saying.
Mr. Mossad, just give
You're
me a
not
second.
making sense. You sound like you're angry over nothing.
No, just give me a sec. Give me a sec.
But how can you say that? How can you say that?
Hold on, Welsh. My
I
issue
just can.
with
First
the
you talk
argument,
crap, you say things
guys,
that are
Should we
wrong,
look
then
at
you
it?
get
can
Should we
out
look
of
at it?
I
talking
get
crap.
this
You
out?
don't
Okay,
even
let me
apologize.
look
You
at
don't
this.
retreat. You
Calm.
don't
Look at
concede. You act like a child.
Guys, let me get this out. There's only three of us. We have plenty of time to talk. The fact is, my issue with what you were saying in regards to whether we get involved in these issues or not. I mean, if you look at Spain. Spain not only categorically didn't get involved, they in fact refused America to use any of their bases. They pissed Trump off. Trump is now going to cut off all ties with Spain, which I'll be honest, when he said, he's going to cut off like trade with Spain, he doesn't realize that the landscape. I don't know whether he was speaking out of turn or whether he misspoke, because Spain doesn't deal with America directly. They deal through the European Union. It's a trading bloc. So they trade with the European Union as a bloc, and Spain is part of that bloc. So if America is going to cut out Spain, they're going to have to cut out dealing with the European Union. And I don't think they're going to do that. So I don't think they're going to be cutting. I mean, I think that was just something he said for the sake of, showmanship. I don't think in reality it's going to pan out to anything. But what I'm trying to say is Spain was an example of a country that didn't get involved, but they're still going to get ramifications from the Iranian regime because all of Europe's going to get it. You think that the Iranian Islamic regime isn't going to target Spain if they could target all of the other European countries? Of course they are. They're not going to be out of this. You get the hit with the same stick as everyone else. You're not going to dodge that when it comes to the Iranian response. So it's irrelevant whether you supported Israel or not. You're going to get it. You're going to get something from them.
You have no idea how they hate the British. You have no idea.
No, but but that's the thing, is that if Britain wasn't involved in this, fine, you don't have to be involved in it, but you're going to get hit by the Iranians regardless because they are
Look at the history of
scattershotting.
BP. History of BP.
Well, yeah, BP and their dealings in the Middle East. But what I'm saying is, even if you discount all of that and suddenly say, okay, Britain is not going to, it's going to completely become an isolated island and is not going to get involved in any of the issues of the Middle East ever again.
Look what they've done to your armed forces. You got nothing now. You used to be the strongest in the world. What is this?
Yeah, I mean, I think the issue of Britain is inside Britain right now. We are rapidly weakened in our military, in our status in the world. We have one of the most weakest, pathetic leaders, that have ever, ever scourged this beautiful country. I mean, by the way, Welshie, I know you're on board with me on this because we're both Restore Britain. I'm a paid member of Restore Britain now, so you know that I believe that this politics of this country has to change.
I think Britain is a very, very good force in the world, and if weak Britain, it means a worse world. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and this is the problem. It's the systemic beating down of the British, which is the real problem here. It doesn't matter what's going on in the Middle East, and I know Welshie's worried. Oh God, a whole bunch of more refugees are going to pour in because of all the destabilization of that region. I don't think so. Actually, I don't think we're going to get as much refugees as he thinks, though, because Syria isn't destabilized. Iraq isn't destabilized. They're getting some rockets thrown at them. Oman isn't totally destabilized. UAE and Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Oman, Bahrain, they're going to be fine. They're not.
Yeah, but they get free fucking houses and debit cards and fucking free NHS, and they can turn the country over. Where would I want to go if I was a radical Shia Islamist over there? So I'll come to the fucking UK. My second cousin's over there doing a car wash, doing really well, and he's planning all sorts of crazy shit.
I
So
agree
we'll
with
live
you.
we'll live it up with the hookers and the drugs for a couple of years, then I'll do an Allah trick.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know why you got so many people. You allowed so many people in your country. I think a small number of immigrants that that are similar culture and stuff. That's cool, but like crazy numbers. I mean, I don't understand how what is going on in Europe. I mean, we don't get it. We think it's suicidal. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you don't get it because you don't take it, which is correct, which is what the UK should be doing. But somehow it'd be bad for us to do it. It'd be bad for us to do it, but good for you to do it.
Baz says,
no, you should do it.
Guys,
what do you mean bad for
guys,
us?
you wanna address this? Baz says our military is weak? Question mark. That is not true at all. Well, I actually think
compared to what it was, yes,
exactly compared to what it was, compared to the kind of. I'm not talking about individual soldiers. I'm talking about the overall military force.
It's never been weaker. It's never been weaker.
It's been weak. That's
it's
what
smaller,
I'm saying. It's been weakened over the decades. It's not like
it's
weak like the soldiers, the special forces. Britain still, I believe, has the best. I still think they're better than the Marines, the Americans, SEAL Force, all of that. I think the SAS kicks all their asses, in my opinion. But
I think the SAS is top quality.
Yeah, they are truly the top special forces. But that's a special force.
British Air Force is very good.
Yeah, but when it comes to its overall power, like it used to have, and they're like they were even thinking about not renewing the submarines, the nuclear submarines. They wanted the Labour lot wanted to defund that. Like insane maneuvers to weaken the British.
We almost voted for a guy who said he will never press the button on a nuclear bomb.
Yes,
well, what's
Corbyn.
The point of one? Yeah, Corbyn. What's the point?
And to be honest with you, Starmer isn't a million miles away. Starmer is just a crypto Jeremy Corbyn. He's just hiding a lot of his shit.
You should never say that. You should always, you know what you're supposed to say with a question like that.
It was a bit like when Gordon Brown announced 48 hours before he sold all our gold reserves, or a hell of a lot of it. So the market dropped rapidly, and then he sold it, and it automatically bounced. But he announced it 48 hours before he sold it. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Ridiculous shit. I think Britain is weakening its position around the world, in, like you said, the Chagos Islands and things like that. But the fact is,
what's going on with that? Why
I mean, at the moment,
America's going to take it over. America's going to take it over, and I don't believe it.
It most likely might be.
But I want them to walk in. I want them to walk in and see what Starmer does, because they got a base there. The Americans got a base there already.
Well, America, I mean, the British have the base. The Americans can use essentially the base by British, but they've never had to worry about it to ever even need to get permission. They could just they always knew Britain had their back, and now America's kind of come to realize, oh, maybe they do. You see, this is the other side of things. I want to actually talk about this. This is why Donald Trump's talking about Iceland. Sorry, is it Iceland?
Yeah.
You'll have Iceland too if you offer.
No, but what I'm saying is, when the Icelandic people or the Danes, is it the Danish? It's the Danish.
The Greenland.
The Greenish.
Greenland. Sorry, Greenland. Yeah. Well, when the Danish were saying, because I think it's Denmark that has jurisdiction or owns Greenland, when they were like, well, you can have bases there all day long. We can have bases all you want. That's part of our agreement. The fact is that this Chagos Island situation and this Spain situation absolutely drives home Trump's point that we can't depend on you Europeans. You people are weak. You're weak and you're pathetic, and you're leaning into the Islamification of your country. And so we can't actually depend on you guys using your bases whenever we want. We have to guarantee that these are our bases for sure. And so when Trump wants to take Greenland, you can completely... In fact, this little war, this little moment with Iran exposed the Europeans for exactly the weaklings that they are. I'm talking the weak European leaderships, and why Trump has to take Greenland. In fact, this made a case for Greenland because there you go. When America needed bases,
and it shows like geographic bases as well. I mean, they've got 700 bases around the world. America have, by the way, compared to Russia's 16, I think it is. But the reality is, Greenland geographically is so important, and that Chagos is so important again because, according to Trump, they had to travel hours longer because of this Chagos problem that was arising. So
that's right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think this little I mean, they don't even Trump officially can't call it a war. It's a military operation. This operation against Iran actually exposed a lot about Europe and where America's true allies are now, where they're positioned, where they are, and it's exposed Spain. It exposed Keir Starmer's Britain. It exposed a lot of this stuff. And
it used to be in Israel that they shared information with the British and the Americans. Everything with the Americans, almost everything with the British. So the Mossad, all those kind of organizations. And now someone said, well, when you call them, then you want to tell them something about Muhammad, and Muhammad answers the phone. And then you don't know, is this Muhammad loyal to his country or to the Muhammad?
Exactly.
Yes, you don't know.
Remember the term you mentioned, special operation? It's funny that
your camera's on, mate.
Oh.
Yeah, we're seeing a ceiling. It's okay.
Yeah. So, this special operation business is just when you mentioned it, then isn't Putin on a special operation? It's funny how the US are doing. Because they're saying it's not a special operation; it's a war. That's what they're saying with Putin. Laughing, they still call it a special operation. Well, it could be in a couple of months' time. America will be still calling it a special operation.
Well, no, the thing is, when it comes to the Americans' terminology, the reason they have to use these sort of terminology is because technically Trump can't declare war without Congress.
I understand, but it's just deja vu. It's exactly the same. But they were laughing at Putin. But basically, they're coming up with the same language.
Well, we're hoping. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I really do hope that the Iran thing literally ends in a couple of weeks, and then they go to phase 2, which is arming local militias to continue attacking the IRGC.
That works well in Libya, doesn't it?
Well, Libya, also Iraq to some
Libya
extent.
is tribal.
Syria.
Iran is not tribal.
Well, yeah. The thing is, though, this is where I wanted to actually get your guys' opinion, because I've been talking. I know Hassan's opinion is on this. Hassan the Mad Turk. The fact is that if they arm the Kurdish group, the Kurds are insane. I'm not going to even remotely sugarcoat this. My own grandfather was Kurdish from my mother's side, and the Kurds are certifiable. They are just friggin' nuts. They are religious and they are nuts. And they want a Kurdistan. They're not even like, I was talking to a couple of Kurds last week, this week gone, I think it was Wednesday, in regards to this whole thing. They want to get a Kurdistan set up in Iran, and then not only that, they want all the other Kurds from Iraq, Turkey, and Syria to rock up over to Iran as well and live with them. So I think that's going to be a hell no from any Iranian government.
Kurdistan borders, is it 5 countries or 4?
As far as I know, it's Iran, Iraq, Turkey, and Syria. So it's about 4, as far as I know. I don't know if it's any other country. I don't think so. I don't think they cross over.
Well, a lot though, as the region, and it's
it might be like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if there's any other.
So I was going to say earlier, I forgot that. So the Israeli government wants Pahlavi.
Yeah, they definitely.
From what I hear, Trump doesn't like Pahlavi.
I think Trump thinks of him as being kind of weak, which I wouldn't totally disagree with, to be honest with you. Now, the Kurds could possibly cross over into like maybe Azerbaijan or Georgia as well, but the neighboring countries, the countries that they currently reside in the most is Turkey, Syria, Iraq, northern Iraq, and Iran, which is the sort of northern western part of Iraq. I think that's where they kind of reside.
Does Hassan support the Kurdistan? Where's
Who?
Hassan?
Hassan. Well, Hassan, he does. I don't know whether he supports Kurdistan, but he knows that the Kurds are the ones who are going to cause a lot of problems. And I agree with him. The Kurds are the ones who are going to cause the biggest sort of shit show in Iran.
We should point him in the other direction to Erdogan.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you, Mossad. Hassan absolutely hates the Jews. Like, just absolutely hates the Jews. Now,
well, I mean, this is what we're dealing with. He's just a great example of what we're dealing with. And do we want Hassan to have a nuke? Do we want him to have a nuke?
Well, actually, yeah, that's true. Turkey doesn't have a nuke, but yeah, do we really want? I wouldn't trust.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust.
And
I wouldn't trust.
The thing is,
I love him. I love that man. He's a crazy man. Don't get me wrong. I know him from Speaker's Corner because him and Raj were very close friends, and I became close friends with him. But yeah, he's not a fan of the Jews. He blames everything and everything that happens in the world on the Jews, like everything.
Well, it would be amazing if we actually controlled 1% of the stuff we say we control. People said that we control America. I said if Israelis controlled America, then Trump would be president forever, from 2016 till the end of time, and then
till
his
he
son,
dies,
and then his grandson, and then forever and ever Trump.
Byron will be the next president.
And then Biden got in, which was totally against our interest.
Yeah.
So that's how much we control. I think people just want to hear bad things about Jews. That's why it works so well. Like, they keep talking about AIPAC, but nobody looks at the chart of the lobbies in America. AIPAC is small. They don't have that much money. Also, guess which country, people of which country love America more than any other country in the world?
Who? Oh,
Israel.
Jews. Israel, yeah.
Israel love. The English don't, actually. About only 50% have a positive opinion of America.
Well,
so while Americans think you're their ally, I mean, we are really the natural ally. We actually like America. You don't even like America enough to be their ally. That's why it's not happening. It's not, the government is a reflection of the people.
I mean, to some extent, although no, I still think the patriotic British people still do consider America as a great ally, and
but it's
we are
50% opposed to 80%, and if you take out the Arabs in Israel, then it's almost all Jews because it's 20% Arab. So,
but the thing
basically,
is,
all Israeli Jews.
If you actually look at the British demographics now, where we're looking at probably like 75%, maybe even 70% white British nationals.
That's
but
bad.
we're not getting a million plus in a year. Like, I mean, and that's what we're. 2023 we took in 1.1 million.
Why?
So,
I don't understand. Do you understand why?
No, I don't understand why. What I do is to do with the GDP, I suppose, and bringing it up like 0.25%
pathetically
every
weak
time.
governments who just capitulate to
I think it's the
morons
GDP
in Europe, and people at Davos essentially is what we have. We have Davos agents running this country, and unfortunately, this is the thing. Based everything you point out, I 100% agree. I mean, there's like very little disagreement with you and me.
Yeah.
But the problems that we have in Britain are the problems that the British government can solve, regardless of what mayhem. The whole world could be on fire, and the shit that we're experiencing in Britain would still be Britain's issues to fix. It wouldn't be anyone else's.
But it's not the people, once again. It's the governments. It's just the government.
We have to. But who's voting for these governments? The fact is, we had in Manchester, dude. You and I have to come to some I've come to this realization myself, but I think you have to kind of come to this realization. We have a bunch of limp-wristed, weak-ass bitches in this country that keep voting for people like the Greens. Dude, we have that. This isn't. I'm not talking about the Pakistanis and the Bengalis and the Bangladeshis and the Sikhs and the Jordanians and the Egyptians. I'm talking about white through and through, libtarded British ass bitches. I saw a video which I know I saved it somewhere. I got to find it. This young white English man, was telling a Polish man, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol on the train. The sign says don't drink alcohol on the train. And the guy was giving him shit about it. Why? Who are you? By the way, these were two Polish people, okay? One Polish man, one British white man. So this wasn't like some Pakistani guy being picked on by a white dude. The guy kept saying you shouldn't be drinking on this train. That's the rules of this train. You shouldn't be drinking. The guy's like, well, yeah, you're drunk. He says, yeah, I drank before I got on the train. These are the rules in this country. If you don't like these rules in this country, don't come to this country. This is how we like to live in this country. These are the rules. Guess what happened? By the end of that conversation, a white English woman berated the white Englishman about being racist to the Polish man. She started giving him shit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there you go. That's England in a fucking nutshell. That just England in one image.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, and even when the Overton window moves again, which is gonna move again because there's gonna be stuff that's gonna move it. You're still gonna get these diehards that will never ever see it. If it's straight in front of their eyes, they'll say, "Yeah, I know I got gang raped, but other women get gang raped by white English people." You'd be like, okay. What? There's nothing to say at this stage. You can't change these people. It's just. I agree with you, man.
That's what I mean. It's literally you can go there, Welshie, and stand and say no more immigration. We're going to put a stop to it. And you know who's going to pull your arm down and drag you back? Is another white libtard Englishman. It's not going to be a Pakistani. It's not going to be a Hindu or a Buddhist or an Islamist. No, it's going to be another white man who's going to stand in front of him and say, no, let the Bengalis in. That's it. Dude, I'm done. I watched that video. I was like, I'm done. I can't help these fucking people. These people don't want to help themselves. I can't help them. What can you do?
I call it suicide empathy.
Yes, suicidal empathy. This is Gad said.
No, soya.
Yeah, but I think Gad is wrong on this. I don't think it's empathy. I think it's a power game.
But why are the whites doing this? This is their own. Because it's self-destructive to themselves.
Because it's a power over other men. It's a power game.
But it's not
right.
Absolutely,
it's the one thing they can win with.
It's not a power game. It's not a power game. What it is I'm good. I accept people from different cultures and stuff, and we get white bad people too. And I'm thinking, yes, we do, but that's they're stuck on it, and they'll never see the light. It's straight in front of their eyes. No, they don't, because they don't acknowledge it. They don't acknowledge. They just push it to one side.
No, because acknowledging it will mean they lose
that's
the
not
game.
A power. Well, of course, that's what I mean. That's why they push it to one side and say, yeah, but there's loads of white British rapists, and I go, yeah, okay, I understand that, but that's not important. That's not important to share loads from a third world country.
No, you know what it's like. They don't want to lose the game. It's like you're saying, "Oh, the ball went over the line." They say, "No, it didn't."
But I don't think it's power. It's not power. It's more just virtue signaling.
It's not. It's a way to be better than you and make you do what they want.
But how can they be better, right?
Because they're better because they have compassion. That's their game, right?
Well, compassion, but it's not power, is it? It's compassion.
Fake. It's fake. But who acts on it? They're making you act based on what they say,
No,
They win the game.
they ignore what they see with their own eyes, and right, okay. So they'll see some really say that they're a victim of some SA by a load of people, and then the victim will turn around and say, "Please don't arrest them, please don't arrest them," because they're just misunderstood and they didn't know what they were doing, and you hear it all the time.
That's a bit of a Stockholm type syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome, totally. So, but you hear it all the fucking time, and they'll say, "Yeah, but there's British white rapists," and I'm thinking, like, okay, but they just don't. They don't acknowledge it. They'll just push it to one side as if to say, "Yes, but, yes, but." And you think, "Yeah, that's not important, load of them, eh?"
I don't know.
I don't think it's a power thing. It's a thing to be seen like they're doing the right thing, that they're nice, they're good people, and it's not.
I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Side empathy.
What would the Saudis say, for example, or the Kuwaitis, or any place, if 10 million Brits suddenly landed there and started just acting like they own the place?
Well, they
wouldn't be happy, would they? So what did they expect?
They don't even let you even get that close. I mean, that kind of shit.
But I mean, look, imagine that scenario. You cannot like. You can work, like I said, you can work small numbers, slowly, the right people, it kind of mixes in, it's good, it's interesting, blah, blah. But, I mean, you could take in, like, say New Zealand had some disaster, you could take in a lot of people from New Zealand, and I don't think it would cause England to have problems, because they'd be very much like, the British, no?
Well, I mean, obviously, because there's similarities with the people that moved. With the people that moved there, they have similar cultures and values. So, once again, because it wouldn't be that much of an upheaval, it would fit. It would fit better than say another race, say Muslims, Jewish, or Hindus moving into the area, because they have different cultures and different values. So, I mean, it's a bit like the Ukrainian business. I think we offered, it was 220,000, give or take, right, a couple of thousand, right. But the ones that were offered, it was like 2,000 was the difference. So we've taken like 216,000, I think it is. We've taken Ukrainians, but they are Catholic Christians, so they will fall into the community better than someone else with a different religion and different values.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends on which religion and how religious they are, and
it's not even that, Mossad. The thing is, the Ukrainians don't want to be here. They send them out to Birmingham. Oh, sorry. They send them out to Birmingham, and the Ukrainians started going, "What is this? I thought we came to England. There's nothing but blacks and Indians here."
She gave an interview and she said, "I'm leaving." She said, "I'm leaving."
Yes, because they didn't come to India. They didn't want to move to Pakistan.
Well, I mean, that's one of the funniest things.
They called her a racist. She said it doesn't look like anything like the UK.
It's like UAE don't send their kids anymore to study in Oxford and Cambridge because they don't want them to be radicalized.
Yes.
They come back either crazy Islamists or communists, and they don't want this or the other, really. They don't want that.
Yep.
They don't want commies, and they don't want radical Islamists.
This is what I mean.
They just want a nice Muslim that does the prayers and behaves themselves, and everything is cool, and just that's what
I'm telling you, something's gonna have to give in Britain. Britain is becoming ridiculous. It's becoming a joke. They've lost all credibility on the world stage. Nobody cares about what Keir Starmer has to say. Nobody cares about Britain's opinion or standing in the thing is, what you got to realize is we've got a combination of a whole bunch of shit shows. We came out of Europe, so we lost being part of a larger trading bloc because we thought we're Britain, Great Britain. People are going to love to deal with us because we're Great Britain. We have a standing, we have a reputation in the world. And then the subsequent governments after Brexit destroyed Britain's reputation and standing in the world. So we're now just going to get absolutely. There's literally some beggar in I don't know, Karachi that looks at Britain and goes, "Yeah, you're going to have to do something for me in order for me to deal with you."
Yeah, Banksy, they should be up for treason. It was all done by plan. It was literally all done by plan to make it so unworkable. In the sense that they didn't have any will behind it. You know, people in the governments, the civil servants, they didn't want anything to succeed. Well, sadly though, the EU has gone downhill anyway. So
the EU is going down the shitter anyway. So it's pointless to even go back in there because they're circling the drain in exactly the same way. So it's not even like we're going to be saved by going back into European Union.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Spain is a bunch of commies. This Macron guy is, he's friends with the Arabs, and he's not. I don't know what he stands for. We hate him. We don't like him.
No, Macron, by the way, quote unquote, joined the war effort because he also recognizes he's in the shit. Because again, Macron, actually, France has been in this position longer than Britain. They depend on their Muslim vote to get in. If it wasn't for the Muslim bloc, Macron would have lost to Le Pen and essentially their version of Restore Britain.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, Le Pen is pro-Israel.
Yeah, of course.
Is Orban,
be pro-Israel.
So is Orban, Bolsonaro, Trump, Millet.
Yeah. All the right-wingers are going to they recognize the world.
Pattern.
Yes. All actual right-wingers and actual nationalists recognize, yes, we've got to keep our most powerful nation in the world on our side, which is the United States with the largest economy, and if we support Israel, it's not a terrible thing. As long as, I'll be honest, I think supporting Israel is a sometime thing. I don't always believe it should be an all-time thing because people's interests diverge.
It depends what you mean by support.
Well, depending on, as I say, depending on what it is.
Support, for example. In the UN, Britain should vote with Israel.
I just thought of some amazing trolling. I don't know, you might have to give your opinion. I think it would take a lot of effort, but to do with the Greens, I heard you mention the Greens and obviously the Islamists. Wouldn't it be quite funny if you're like a team of, say, 6 people that were either pro-LGB4K or they would troll the thing where you go behind them in their meeting with the big degenerate flags flying behind us.
Yeah.
For the photoshops, because you see all the Abduls not happy at it.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, this is the bed that the Greens have made for themselves. They're insane.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually just push that barn door wide open. Right? Don't allow them to turn around and say one thing to one part of the constituents and another thing to the other. No. Let's get the degenerate flag out. Let's fly it proud above Mr. Abdul.
Well, the thing is, the very leader of the Greens, he's gay himself. Polanski is gay.
Yeah. And the thing is that they can't react, because if they react, obviously that will. But so the reality is, if you just turned up at the photo op and just come up with some degen flags and threw them behind the, it would cause a lot of problems. Because what could they do?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Do that.
The Muslim Brotherhood, which is basically the guideline for a lot of these people, they say that you should get into the politics and you should work on it slowly. And, basically hide your power level, as they say on YouTube.
The thing is, what we should do, we should troll it and push it really hard back with some drag queens and a load of trans in there, or just a lot of people playing the part, and just push that door open.
Yeah. I just want to respond to William Smith that says, Hafez, why do you care about Iran? Aren't you a Pakistani? No, I'm not.
He's trolling you. He is. He's trolling.
I know. It's good, funny. Sorry, go on, carry on. Guys.
He's Japanese, man. What are you talking about?
Yes, can't you tell I'm Japanese? So obvious. Arigato.
Yeah, I see. Because you know, in the last elections, they were doing like stuff outside their shop, outside the borough or the ward they were in, and yeah, you could literally just turn up, couldn't you? With a load of pride stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't want to play the role, but you could, if, for example, you had some right-wing sort of gay people turn up in some sort of outfit, start taking photos and all that, and be like, no.
Start playing that song.
Something,
I want to take you to a gay bar.
YMCA.
Yes.
YMCA, of course. Classic.
Oh, YMCA.
Dancing Queen, Dancing Queen.
Because they would react eventually. They would react or just walk away. This is just ridiculous.
You just need big wigs and stuff, really. And just a lot of moving around, and it does.
I think it's brilliant that the Muslim vote, the bloc vote, has moved to the Greens. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think, and I'm just going. I haven't paid a huge amount of thought about it, but from what I'm seeing, is that if they actually do what they're going to do in the general election, just say it'll turn out they'll win a load of seats in those areas, right? But hopefully, Restore will take obviously the majority. I know it sounds crazy, and Labour won't go anywhere. The Labour won't go anywhere, and to be honest, you're just fragmenting their votes, which is great. You'll break that vote down. And in some of the very high immigrant areas, they'll get Greens in, but I think they'll cause a lot of problems, overall, but not in a good way for them,
Our Labour Party gone down from 70% of the vote to 5%. From 70 to 5%. That's a lot.
I mean, people thought the Conservatives it was the end of the Conservatives, and I'm still holding a light to say, still muchly is the end of the Conservatives. I don't really. Hopefully, they seem to have survived the downfall, but I don't know. I mean, Labour. In reality, have lost more of the share of the vote than the Conservatives could ever wish for. They've gone. I mean, basically, they've done what I said they were going to do. I said vote Labour about 3 years ago, at least 2 years before the election. I said vote Labour because the bottom line is they will destroy this country on steroids. The Conservative does it over a longer period of time, but it'll get to the same place. But Labour will do it on steroids, and they fucking, there was riots within 5 months, and hasn't gone.
We haven't had that. That's the problem, though. We haven't actually had those levels of reaction from the public that I would have hoped.
Yeah, but obviously you don't want any disorder, but I don't think this will be the end of it. I mean, I just honestly think it'll be the start of it. The summer season's coming, and it'll be hot between April and all the way up until October.
We'll see. I mean, we've got a couple of years still until any kind of election. Was it 2028, 29?
Yeah, 29 so maybe.
They still have plenty of time to burn the place down, but I just don't. I'll be honest with you. This is my prediction. We will get either a fractured right by 2029, where Restore will be infighting the whole time, and Conservatives are practically finished, and we'll get a second Labour term, or there will be a Reform Conservative coalition government. That's the best I think I can hope for. I know it's very black-pilled, but I'll be honest, that's what I see in front of me at the moment, unless something dramatically changes in the next 3 or 4 years.
I think Reform are going to keep on bringing Tories into their folds. They're just going to look like Tories 2.0. And by the time 28, 29 comes up, I think the vast majority of people would have seen the light by then. That's what I think.
We'll see, man. But I see very gloomy days ahead for the British at the moment. The irony, as I was saying it in one of my streams, one of my Cardar was the other day, I was like, don't worry, British people. Once Iran is free, you can all get refugee status in Iran. You can all come to Iran. Of course, we will not be providing you with any benefits. So housing, healthcare, all that shit, you're gonna have to work, or you're gonna have to come with money. Because we don't have any of that shit in Iran.
Did you see this American liberal woman? She done like a TikTok or whatever, or Facebook, and she said she got to Canada, she had to get away from Trump. And now she went to Canada, she goes, I'm here. And she goes, the housing situation is worse here than it is in America. Do you see it?
I saw a clip of that, yes.
Yeah, she said, I can't get a job because I haven't got a work permit. And she said, I can't get any health care because I'm not going to work. Yeah, like a citizen. She goes, I can't get anything. She goes, I don't really blame them, right? Because it's their rules. But then a little reflection, right? That's literally exactly everything you've just said.
She's a foreigner.
Yeah, but everything she said refers to America. But she hates what America stands for, and like not allowing, medical things. And she's actually saying, I don't blame the Canadians. It's a good. I think it's exactly the same as in America, lovely.
It's the thing, man. Once they actually get a little taste of reality, this is the problem. The Westerners, I'll be honest, you guys have been comfortable. We've all been comfortable for way too long. We just lived a very comfortable life.
But she was shocked. She was shocked and she was moaning, but she didn't blame the Canadians for having these regulations in place.
Yeah, which is exactly what Trump wants in America.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. It's moronic. It's just.
And she didn't see.
Someone says you're Syrian, half Jew or something.
The thing is, these are the rules. The same rules are in
you
Syria. Sorry, where?
Are you Syrian? Someone saying you're Syrian and half Jew or half black Jew.
Me? Oh, Doc says, I think Hafez's mother is Syrian and his father is a black Jew.
He's, how dare you? He's 100% pure breed Japanese.
Not sure where you got Pakistan. Yeah, what he said, Doc 1975 is on the money.
Yes.
Is it curtains? Look, Taffy. Oh, Taffy's in the house. Taffy, by the way, there's a link in the top bar if you want to jump on. The fact is that it's such a miserable concept of thinking Britain is going to become some Islamist shithole. It's just, I don't want to believe it. Let's
but you can always come to Israel, we like the Iranians.
Yes. That's true. That is true. We could always, no, it's just, I remember this country in the 90s, mostly. I was a child in the 80s, but I remember this country it was a wonderful place. I grew up in a wonderful country. I had...
Yeah, but also the way you remember things, I think you had the very deep recessions in the 90s, something to do with Soros. So I think
we didn't have like a recession. I don't remember a recession.
Yeah. That was a famous thing with Soros and I can't remember the names, man.
Was there like a housing bubble? But that was 2008. That wasn't it.
No, in the 90s, I remember there was a big deal. Like the pound lost its value, and Soros made billions of dollars that day. And
I don't know. Maybe.
Look it up.
I mean, it wasn't like I grew up in some wealthy household. I grew up in a very normal, sort of working class, just slightly above maybe working class household.
Yeah, but you lived on basically the fact that America won the Second World War. There was peace. You didn't have to pay for that peace. Yeah. Everything the British people built over a generation. All the institutions, the industries. Yeah, and you can then just have a nice life.
Yeah. But I mean, housing prices were affordable. Everything was really sort of, decent. I grew up in a suburban neighborhood, the ones you see in movies like E.T. where the kids are riding on the BMXs and shit. I literally grew up in that environment. I'm like, if you watch E.T. and the kids with their
Yeah.
bicycles,
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
my town.
Me,
That
I
was
lived
like-
in a poor, very poor version of the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't rich. Most people were working class. It wasn't like, lavish in any way. But it was safe. It was nice. And we made do. And, we had enough to go on a holiday once a year to like Spain or somewhere. It wasn't like, again, it wasn't lavish.
To be a bit optimistic, then Welshman was saying all the problems that could happen with Iran. But on the bright side, if this goes well, right, Iran stays the same country it is. They vote in some sort of government that will manage things, right? This government is going to be pro-West. That changes the world. I mean, it's a world-changing event. Like, prices are going to go down. You're going to see more peace. Russia is going to have to give up on this Ukrainian thing. China is going to lose from this. They're going to behave themselves.
Definitely.
And it's going to be a very good time for the West. And when America is doing well, then the British are doing well, the Israelis do well, everything is good. So
yeah, it's true. It's true.
So that's why Israel is one of the most important countries in the world. And people who don't realize this, just sadly, they don't use the best, what do you call it, compass? When you tell where the north is. It's the best indicator. It's like you get in the car where before the engine explodes, you get like a yellow light and then it goes red.
Well, it sounds like Iran, could destabilize the country, but if it goes right, it looks like if it goes right, it won't destabilize the world, and if it goes wrong, it will.
Well,
now, if it goes right, it makes the West much stronger and it makes everything better. Because a lot of terror organizations lose their funding, lose their support.
Exactly, but the other thing is, if it goes right...
And 100 million Iranians would have a better life too.
Yeah. But not only that, if it goes right, actually the British or the European migration levels would stabilize, because Iran, there'll be a lot of people who would rather go to places like Iran and other parts of the Middle East because they're more stable. In fact, if the Syria stabilizes, which is questionable, but if it stabilizes, you know how many Syrians would go back? You'd have millions of people actually, and also the sub-Saharan Africans would have other Middle Eastern options to filter into rather than just coming to Europe.
Well, I don't know if Iran will be their destination, to be honest. But
no, I mean,
I think the big deal is the trade routes, is the overall calmness. It's the overall. I mean, think of what Iran can be like in a few years. You got a lot of engineers there, right? A lot of educated people. They could be making chips like Taiwan. They could be there's already software development on a very high level wasted on trying to kill Israel. They could do it. They could use the same brains to make some cool software. Apple, Intel, all these big companies could be moving in, building all these microchip factories. You could have. I mean, they've got all these minerals there. They've got
a lot of potential.
Huge oil reserves. Right, I mean, it's going to be a serious player. It's 100 million people. It's not like a tiny country. It's a serious player.
Well, 90 something. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. And it could actually lift some of the refugee weight. What I'm saying is that if that region stabilizes and there's money going around, money changing hands, it hopefully will prosper other nations who would normally be the ones who would be, would have a large influx of migrants coming out of those countries. So you not only get hopefully some people going back, you'd have some people staying where they would normally want to leave, and other countries, possibly African nations and other nations, would find their way towards prosperity. You never know. But what I mean is, at the moment, of course, the most likely scenario is that the whole thing goes to shit and it becomes an Iraq, and it's a nightmare for everyone. But that's
Do you think Iran can go like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm worried about those ethnic groups. I'm worried about the Kurds. I'm worried about the Baluch, the Lors, the Azeris. I am worried about those groups. They really are.
There's now this free Ahwaz army as well.
The thing is, we watched that thing about inbreeding. 40% of Iran has first cousin marriage. Yeah, most of them are those people.
Yes.
Most of them are them. They're the low IQs.
The Pakistani and the Ahwazis, Iraqi type.
Ahwazis,
right?
yes. Yeah. So you see, those are the inbred groups that we have.
But they have the oil.
They're coming to the west.
Well, I mean, either they're coming to the west or they're picking up arms and starting a civil war.
No, they're not going to come to the west. They're not going. They've got too much there. They've got
they want to fight for
so much oil there, man. They're going to be rich. They're going to be very, very rich.
So this is what I mean, man. This is what I mean. There's a lot of. I have lots of worries and lots of concerns.
They are on the other side of the Emirates, where the Emirates are, or the other side of the Gulf.
Yes,
that's where the Ahwazis are.
That's right. Yeah,
it's a good location.
Yeah, but say it splinters off into groups, then that's all they'll do. They'll isolate those groups and they'll bomb the shit out of them.
Well, it's
a huge fucking country, so obviously, certainly, like you said, where the oil is and stuff, that's important. Say, for example, a splinter group, rebel group, that's all they'll do is isolate the areas. They'll starve it of tools eventually. They'll bomb fuck out of it. And
now, if you look on the map, you can't isolate Ahwaz, really. It's on the sea. I mean,
it's coastal. Yeah, it's on the Persian.
Persians are not going to give up Ahwaz. It's basically like destroying the country. They're not.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Once you start with that kind of breaking up of the different areas, with the Tabriz and all that stuff, with the Kurds and the Azeris, they're not gonna. It's just gonna start fracturing the whole country. And the Persians, like you said, don't want that. They're not gonna give that.
No, I think the only way is to try and pacify them with all sorts of arrangements. Where until now they've been really oppressed. A lot of them. They should live like decent people, right?
I told them, I was talking to these Kurdish guys. I said, look, they were like, why can't I teach my mother tongue to my children and have my flag? Yeah. And I said, who's stopping you? You teach Kurdish to your kids.
Mullahs.
Sorry?
The government at the moment is stopping them. I talked to a Ahwazi guy once. I met him at an airport, and we were talking. I didn't even know about Ahwaz. That's how I know about it. He told me all about it. And he said, look, I'm not Persian, and they don't let us do our thing. We're Sunni, we're not Shia, and they don't let us do our religion. They don't let us speak our language. He said the area is really bad. He said a lot of Ahwazis come to the West for work because there's nothing to do there. And he says, we have all the oil. It's crazy. We have all the money.
Oil reserves are there. But that's the thing. All these groups have their own sort of pocket cultures. They've got their own pocket they're like little bubbles of their own little cultures and music and language, flags. And I said, look, just like Britain is three nations or three countries in one nation. The Scots have their flags, the Welsh have their flags, the English have theirs, the Northern Irish, all of that jazz, but they agreed to live under one flag of the United Kingdom and Great Britain. We can still do that. You can still teach, the Welsh still can teach Welsh.
Popular Pahlavi is with the Kurds, with the Ahwazis, I don't know whether they even like him. That's
it doesn't matter
what the problem is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they don't particularly like each other. They're actually quite distance away from each other anyway. But the fact is that they could all have their own little subcultures, their pocket sort of cultures, but be part of the Greater Britain or Greater Iran, federalized kind of Iran. That is possible, but unfortunately, there's a lot of other sort of machinations at work, and you're going to need a strong hand at the wheel. You're going to have someone that can actually turn around to some groups occasionally and say, no, you can't have this. You're pushing too far. You can have this and this and this, but you can't have this and this.
if you allow a load of Islamists, in the governments, they're going to get support from some angle, and they're always going to push.
Well, there may be, but the thing is, I think one thing we're sure of is Iran is done with Islam. The Iranians are done with Islam.
Even the Muslims don't want a Muslim government.
Yeah, even the Muslims don't want a Muslim government. So whatever happens, we know that Islam is not going to be critical to the governing of Iran. You can still be Muslim, you can still worship whatever the hell you want, but the government is not gonna be push, in any way sort of pushing Sharia or in any way, bound to Sharia in any way. But we'll see. Again, we don't know. We don't know at the moment.
Yeah, we're hoping, for a nice, peaceful Iran. We want, we've got your embassy waiting. You have to just move in, send your ambassador. And,
I'm happy to be an ambassador of.
Yeah, well, they've got the place. The place is they're going to have to rebuild it. But
is it got a little damaged up?
Yeah, because they bought it, right? They were going to build an embassy, and then they had the revolution. So whatever was there on the land is still there because it doesn't belong to Israel anymore. It's Iranian property technically. So
Taffy asks, what the panel? Taffy asks, what's the panel's opinion on sleeper cells in the UK? I'll kick it off.
Bad.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
There's loads.
Intelligence agencies have to be on their toes from now on. They'll be definitely.
So I believe they think there's either solo or very small 100 Iranian-based sleeper cells in the UK. I heard this about a year ago when they did a big raid, and they raided some sleeper cells that were actively in their final stages of operation.
Yeah.
Well, there was an attack on Israeli embassy, I think.
Yeah, I can.
But there was another one. There was another one which I mentioned earlier. Which this is in 2015. They were making bombs. Literally, they had like an actual bomb factory in a house in London, like on a normal road. Like, people didn't even know their neighbors were making bombs in the house.
Yeah. There's been up to or over 20 foiled terror attempts by Iranian support or backed terrorists in Britain up until recently. So it's gonna happen. They're gonna do it. They're gonna switch their tactics from these ballistic missiles and all that stuff to terror tactics.
And what was weird about what I'd seen about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, was the place they raided was in the countryside. It was like a block of 3 houses, and they raided the one on the end. They raided. You remember it? Was it about 2 years ago? I can't remember the details of it, but
that wasn't 2 years ago. That was like last year or the year.
Okay, a year ago.
Last year, sometime, yeah.
Yeah. It was just like literally some 3 houses together.
Yeah, like a bunch of semi-detached or terraced house type thing.
Yeah, it was just green fields. There was green fields behind it, and it was just like
suburban house.
Everywhere.
There was another case where it wasn't Iranians. It was I don't know who, but they pretended to be musicians. They wasn't in your papers, by the way, and they called this guy with a Jewish name, pretending to be musicians. That he was like a music producer, and they wanted him to work with him, to work with them, and they kidnapped him, took him to some. He doesn't even know exactly where, to the countryside. Got into some house that was empty and tied him to the wall. Basically, they chained him with like chains with a lock, and they were like, you're Jewish, so you're rich, and we're gonna get all your money and stuff. The guy is like a struggling musician, basically.
Fuck yeah.
Dear
God.
He lives in London. He's an Israeli, right? And he's like trying to make it in the music business or something. I don't know.
I'll give you a nice change of subject. You might have heard about this. So these lads, they're young and somehow they managed, I can't remember exactly, but they managed to know someone had a crypto account and they had a wallet. And so what they did, they done this fake robbery thing where they were pretending to deliver a parcel. And then they overpowered the guy, and then they threatened him, and he give his code over. And everything went pretty to plan, reasonably to plan. Like these kids were like 17, 18, 16, 20, and they had taken like 4 million or 80 million or something. It was something like it was a lot of money. Would change all their lives, and they got arrested. And you know why they got arrested? They live streamed it. They live streamed it.
of God, morons.
They live streamed their getaway in the car. They didn't live stream like the crime, but they were talking shit on the live stream, saying we got away with it. We got away with it. They got on the M40 somewhere in southeast somewhere. They're doing like fucking serious. And all of a sudden, on their live stream, you see the police, helicopters, and fucking everything. And they lost all their money. The money they got the money back after about 24 hours. The guy did, but I think it was with the help of obviously some, I don't know exactly, but he didn't actually lose anything. But they could have got away with it, or they could have been on the run, for example, if nothing else. No, but they live streamed their getaway.
There's been so many of these morons who have live streamed their own crime. Stealing things, smashing things up. Idiots.
They were literally talking shit on their fucking live stream, basically saying what they've just done on the live stream.
Yeah, they're just it's moronic. Taffy's asking how long would the regime fight for? How long can the regime fight? I don't know. As little as possible, like in a week. I hope. I don't know, because I think America is gonna switch after about probably a month. America's and Israel are probably gonna switch tactics, and they're gonna arm the militias, and then they're just gonna let the militias run and sort of pull back on the campaign of bombing, and they'll just bomb strategic locations from time to time. I presume. I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Mossad? You are the Mossad after all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have a big army, but it's not, it hasn't got very good equipment. So I don't know what they're going to do. There's no air force. There's hardly any defenses. They keep shooting at us. There was a siren in Israel while we were talking.
Oh.
Yeah, there's all the time. Like if you look at the map, we're all the time in Israel. All the time we've been several times a day. Tel Aviv, Haifa, they bomb the cities. They bomb they're trying to kill people.
Damn.
And
they're still. I mean, I think that's when Israel will pull back, is when they're sure that they can no longer launch any ballistic missiles. Or it's been depleted to such a level that it's going to be like one every few weeks or something. That kind of thing,
Well, I saw an interview with someone who knows a thing or two about this. He helped develop the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
And he said that there's no way for Israel to stop them from sending missiles completely.
That's what I mean. It's not like stopping them completely. It'll just be down to such a few that they can intercept them fairly easily, because it's just a few every so often, rather than hundreds, which is, I presume, they're probably launching, probably in their...
I don't know how many. I mean, but there's new ones that split into many bits. So they explode in the sky, and then each bit is its own bomb. So it makes it very difficult for them to hit them. And this is this is, obviously meant to kill civilians. It's
of course, yeah.
It's not aimed at the target, and everything we're doing.
So are you
is
talking
like,
about the cluster bombs? They're the cluster bombs, aren't they?
it's not cluster bombs. It's like because it's a missile, right? So it's coming, but it splits into like 3 or 4 or 5 parts. I don't know. There's like different things now.
Essentially, yeah, you're right. It's not for a strategic target. No, they're just aiming at houses and buildings and whatever civilian targets they can. That's the funny thing is that we're doing the same thing with most of the UAE and Saudi Arabian places. They weren't targeting like military things. Although I think in Kuwait they did target a military site in Kuwait and possibly Qatar. But generally, yeah, they were landing in airports and just civilian areas. So this is
but airports, but but they also went for hotels and stuff. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. The hotel,
aimed or not, I don't know what is happening. But
the one thing I will say, even if Israel and I personally think, even if Israel and America pull back and say, no, we're done, this is enough, all we need to do, the Arab nations are going to keep going. I think Saudi Arabia is going to keep going because they're pissed now. They're just pissed at this regime.
Their army is a joke.
Yeah.
The Saudi army is not for real.
No, but they've got a decent air force, don't they?
I don't know how much they can do. I don't know how much they can do.
No,
They've
you
got
don't think
equipment.
they can carry on damaging the Iranians?
Let's say that problem that Andrew Wilson mentioned affects the performance of the Air Force.
No. The IQ.
Yes.
The IQ.
In the Israeli Air Force, I'm sure it's the British one as well, you have to do these tests to get in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of the tests is IQ test, because they found that IQ, and they don't tell you this, IQ is closely related to reaction speed, right? So the higher IQ, the faster you react.
Yes, and decision making.
So that's what they need in pilots. One of the things they need.
Well,
they need IQ
in
people.
Britain, you can't even. I don't think you can even join the Air Force as a pilot unless you have a degree. You have to have a degree in something.
Well, don't forget in Israel, you don't have a degree. You join at 18, and you a fighter pilot. By the time you're 19, you'll be flying over Tehran.
Damn.
Yes.
So they're gonna have to do other tests, I would imagine, then, because you wouldn't have.
But the degree doesn't tell you what if they are gonna have fast responses.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I think in Britain, the thing is that's like that's just like the first step to even apply to get in. You have to at least have that kind of level.
I think it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's
that's
what do you
I'm
want
sure they
is-
do multiple different other tests on you all the time.
you shouldn't do it on degree because it's terrible. It's a terrible filter.
Well,
But anyway,
I suppose you could get an underwater basket weaving degree.
Yeah.
Some
It's,
useless piece of crap degree.
But even if you did a degree in physics, it doesn't mean you're going to be a good soldier. It's like a good pilot. It's
I heard some woman, it's just something I was listening to randomly. She started a degree in music, the psychology of music.
Right. Well, I mean, it's an interesting hobby. It's not a profession. It is an interesting subject. Yes, because music has an interesting effect on our, on
psyche.
us. It makes us dance and makes us, it affects us. So it's interesting, but I agree. It's an interesting thing to watch a documentary about. You know what I mean? I wouldn't spend my life on it. It's a bit much.
Doc has written, HAFEZ, you should do a channel like Jolly, but in Iran. You can show the great cuisines like goat, ants, and grape leaves. Ants? We don't eat ants. Who eats ants? We do eat goat, but I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of goat. I find goat to be very smelly. I can't stand the smell.
I don't like
of goat.
We don't eat goats.
Yeah, I mean, I know what they do in Iran, but and also halloumi cheese and stuff that they make from the goat's cheese. But I can't stand the smell
goat's
of goat.
cheese is all right. Can be okay.
Yeah, I can't stand any of it. The smell is just I can't do it.
But
anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to end this because it's
it's
nearly
enough for
12 o'clock.
one day, I
Half.
think.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thanks, Welsh. Thank you, Mr. Mossad.
Welcome.
Thank you, James, and
Free
everyone in the
run,
chat.
free run soon. You know.
Yes, I'm Israel Chai. I'm Iran Chai.
Yes.
Let's hope. Let's
Right.
hope so.
boys.
Good
Thank
night,
you,
man.
guys. Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Have a wonderful evening. I am going to end that because I need to get. Why am I not able to get that up and running? Sorry, guys, just bear with me. Okay, looks like, yep, we're back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this evening on our little adventure with, is that better or is that better? No, it's okay, that's all good. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you in the chat. Thank you, Lieutenant, for the 5 memberships. Love you, Lieutenant. She gave 5 memberships to some of you 5 lucky boys and girls. Now I will be posting all my 360 videos are available for members only, so if you guys want to check some of them out. I do actually have another one that I have to upload, which I will do shortly, and well, hopefully tomorrow. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing some of the footage that I take on the streets in 360, it'll be available as a member for only 1.99 pence, £1 or $99. Is it 99 cents? Something like that. $1 or £1. You can become a fabulous member of the HAFEZ TV channel. Other than that, you can also obviously super chat and buy me a coffee. The links are in the description in the underpants section below. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me again. Catch me on the streets. I'll be out tomorrow, hopefully. Apparently someone's asked me to do some videoing for them, so I might be actually doing something on someone else's channel. That's £2. Come on, that's £2. Is it £2? I thought it was 99 pence. I chose the cheapest option. I'm sure it's 99 pence. I don't know. I have to check. Taffy's giving me shit. Stay gold. Stay gold, phony boy. Oh, god damn. God damn, that's an old reference. I read that book, The Outsiders, when I was a young lad, when I was a child. Is it £1.99? You must be. Well, okay, it's £1.99. What can I say? It's a whole. That's a £1 and EN. I don't know. I thought I chose a dollar, a pound. But it seems £1.99, so it is £1.99. It is what it is. I'm sorry. YouTube sets these rules. They're not my rules. They're the YouTube rules. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. You guys have been great. Let me see if I can actually membership. Are you guys sure it's more than? I gotta look into this. I gotta look into it later. Because at the moment, oh my god, I got so many members. You guys are awesome. I am. It's mostly because Lieutenant buys membership for a bunch of people. She's just so lovely. Thank you, Lieutenant. You are the best. I do love you a lot. Levels, badges. I gotta see. Emojis, special features. Yeah, you get emojis, special features. You get a whole bunch of stuff as well. But where's the money side? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm wasting time. Guys, thank you so much. I'll look into this and I'll sort it out later. Big up Banksy, big up Taffy. Taffy, next time jump on, man. We'll talk. That's the minimum, I think. Yeah, I think that is the minimum. There's nothing I can do. It's like I can't go any lower than that. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, the 360 videos are all available on members only, so you know where to get them. In the meanwhile, have yourselves a wonderful night. I'm going to play us out with one of my my other AI music that I've created. This one's called City Sparks. It's kind of got a bit of Red Hot Chili Pepper flavor to it. And I will bid you adieu. Guys, pray for the Iranian people, because they're the only ones that need it right now. And the Israelis. And the Americans. And American soldiers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace.
Cobblestones talk, whispers spread, shadows dance where stories bled, screens flash blue, headlines scream, reality fades, just a meme. The night won't tell, but the streets still know. Underground whispers, the truth will show. City sparks, city sparks. They fly so high, fake truths crumble, can't deny. Miami heat, Paris dreams, fighting the lies that split the seams. New York sighs as the skyline cries. Paris winks with the clever disguise. London